And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Minute Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from Columbus, Ohio, Mokhamed Elemam.
Good morning, everybody. Here we go. From Ohio, Columbus, Arnold Classic.
Oh, mate.
Mini Olympia.
Mini Olympia, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Mate, I was going absolutely insane watching the live stream yesterday. I haven't watched the night show, but I watched the pre-judging, and I was so happy with what you brought, mate. Fantastic. How do you feel?
Fantastic. Great competition. I'm sorry that you lost pre-judging because it was so interesting. Really was so interesting. Pre-judging more than a final. Wow. Too much energy was in the stage. Oh my God. I love this competition. I want to compete every year in Arnold Classic.
What made the Arnold Classic so special then?
The names, guys that he was in the competition, the stage, oh my God. Wow. Stage was just fantastic. Everything was okay. Backstage, stage, room for athletes, organization, meeting, hotel. Everything's fantastic. Everything special. Really. It's really great show, great competition, great athletes, big names. I like to compete with these guys. I think I almost compete with all these guys this year.
Yeah.
I think all these guys, I compete with them, really.
Yeah.
Except Akeem William.
Okay.
Akeem William and Sergio Olivia. All other guys, I compete with them in these years. It was so interesting. One more time, compete with them. And I was hoped to be in the top 6. I really done all what I can. I done all my best, but you understand that every judge have he choose what he like and something like this. But I got a 7th place.
Fantastic.
I won 3 guys that they won me before. So Hassan Mustafa win me before. Guys from Korea win me. Maxi Charles also. Yesterday I beat him.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You did.
I want to be in a 6th place yesterday or in a 5, but. Well,
oh, mate, 7th though. It's so. I mean, that is. You've definitely stepped up. You've gone to the next level.
Yeah.
From 2nd at the Indy Pro, your first show in the season when you came 2nd to Justin Rodriguez. You've now you've taken a step forward by taking 7th and looking as good as you did at the Arnold Classic.
Yeah, that's why I'm happy. I'm really happy because yesterday I don't sleep because on Instagram, WhatsApp. Doesn't stop. All the people sent for me that I was great. I have a good condition. I have a good progress, and they wonder how you can keep going. That's 6 competition in a year,
6.
and we always think
6.
they always think that Mokhamed he's earned, he's finished, but you shocked us and come with. Closed package like I was in India.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've done 6 shows, and I mean, I've been watching your progress all year, right from the Indy Pro right up to this one, and I'm seeing some progress videos, and I'm thinking, he's starting to decline. He's looking tired. He's looking, the pec line, the legs aren't looking crisp. And then I'd see the next video, and you'd be back to how you looked, but better. You were like, it was like up and down all year. And sometimes some people do several shows and they get better every single one. You were kind of up and down all over the place. But the thing is, you managed to bring, I think it was as good as the Indy Pro to this show. And that's what you want to look good at. You want to look good at the really, really, really big shows, especially when it's your 6th that you've done this year.
Yeah. I agree with you. But, I have a problem here in America with food, especially with meat and fish and chicken. And I think that I don't have to cook by myself, so I don't have to buy meat from supermarket or fish or beef and cook it. I have to buy ready food from restaurant or from some company, from some companies that they make a food for athletes.
Yeah.
Because when I buy food from supermarket and I prepare it, I feel so bad, and all this food go in the bathroom. And when I buy food, for example, here in a Hilton, in a bar, they was make a diet food for athletes. 2 times I went because I'm really tired. I can't eat what I prepare. And when I eat in a bar, this diet food, ready food, everything is okay.
At the Hilton?
Yeah, everything is okay. I don't know, maybe in supermarket, I also try to buy fresh meat, fresh fish, but it doesn't work with me. Something wrong. I don't know. So I think that any competition in America I have to find good companies that they make diet food for athletes and just buy ready food and eat it.
You need to align with a really good food prep company with it's like organic, grass fed. Not the chicken's not pumped full of water and to increase the weight. I think that's the problem. It's some of the chemicals they put on their meats, isn't it? It's bad. It's not good for a bodybuilder.
Yeah, that's why I was go up, go down, because when I compete in India, bro, I just come 3 days before a competition.
Yeah.
So everything was okay. But when I left from Indianapolis to Tampa to compete in New York, bro, I got this problem with food. Weather was very hot and changed the weather, because in Indianapolis, weather was so closed from my city, St. Petersburg. Then I go to Tampa, it was very hot. And I got this problem with food. 3 days, all what I was eat was go in the bathroom before New York, bro. Blues that in the morning 10 was very bad. Yeah, was very bad 10. That's why I a little bit go down. But I fixed this situation in evening. I go up. Then I left to California. All the same thing. Very hot weather for me. The same problem with food. I stay in California about 12 days. Gym was far. Supermarket was far. Everything was far. I try to keep my condition and keep my package and all this thing and do my best, but I can't do something good and new. Then I compete in Tampa again 1 month ago and the Texas Pro. In Tampa, we was going to come with big size, but judges doesn't like this. They told me that you are so big, you need a condition.
Yeah.
I make about 5 days, 50-gram carb only in a day.
Oh. A guy your size.
It seems like
no.
zero carb. It seems like zero carb.
Wow.
And but condition was very good in Texas Pro. I don't know. They put me in a 6th place. I was wondered because I don't understand why I'm 6th place. I was thinking that I will be 4th or 5th. As all people told me, but I got 6th place and I lost my dream. I lost to go to Mr. Olympia. Then I decided to come with the best shape in Arnold Classic, because as I will not compete in Olympia, so I have to make something special
Yeah.
in Arnold Classic. I changed my coach, start work with Milos.
Yep.
Everything new, everything different. Milos is very good, really, very, very good. He care about me always. He called me in the morning, in the evening. He checked me every day. He was with me in a competition, morning, afternoon, evening. Check me. Work out so much about posing, a new posing that you can show my muscles and can show good looking for me, and that's what we done. And all too much friends and too much people, they recognized or they saw this and they told me that a new posing, it's wonderful, fantastic. You keep your stomach, you have a very good condition, everything is okay. Justin was talking with me after prejudging, and he told me, Mokhamed, wow, you have the best condition, you have the best condition today. Yeah.
So do you think, because I mean, you started out the gate really with second to Indie Pro, and I thought you looked, your color, your condition, everything was spectacular. Do you think you look better, even better than Indie Pro yesterday?
I still don't saw the photo.
Yeah, you got to compare. You got to compare.
I have to see the photo first, but I don't think so. I think India Bro was the best, because it was the first show.
Yeah, fresh.
Now it's sixth show. God. Yeah, I was close. I was near. I think now I'm a little bit bigger than I was in India Bro.
Yeah. But
in India Bro, condition was crazy.
Yeah, it was. And your colour was perfect. So, hang on a minute. You're Egyptian, just for the sake of the viewers. You're Egyptian. You're from St. Petersburg in Russia.
Yeah.
Have you been in America all this time, or have you gone back and forth?
I go back and...
okay.
I traveled too much this years. You can't imagine. 2 weeks ago I was in Egypt.
Wow.
Yeah, I was in Egypt for 10 days because my Egyptian passport and my Egyptian ID was finished from 2016.
Yeah.
That's why they write me as a Russian, not as Egyptian, because I don't have Egyptian passport and I live in Russian. So I went to Egypt and I make a new passport, and I think I will come back, stay a long time in Egypt more than in Russian.
Yeah.
I want to come here in America and stay in America, really.
For how long? For good?
I have to ask firstly about the visa, about work, about everything. But if I got some really sponsor, that he can pay it for me salary and take care about me here in America, so I can move and live here in America for a long time. But until now I don't have these sponsors that will give me salary.
Yeah. So, did you say you got, by getting 6th in Texas, that took you out of the point standings? Because you were in the top 3. You were due to do the Olympia, weren't you? So, was it the placing in Texas that knocked you out of the Olympia for this year?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I was. Yeah. If I got 5th or 4th in Texas, so it's. I just need 1 point.
Oh, no.
Really?
I think, was it Vlad that pulled ahead of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's knocked you out. He's knocked you out the top 3 standings for the points. So for this year's Olympia.
Second day, Vlad was competing in Europe, and he got 6 point or 7 point, and he had 10 or 11. So he became 16, and I was 15, and I lost.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I went to judges and they told them, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm sixth place."
No.
You know, all year I compete 5 competition, Olympiads, my dreams. You understand? I just was 1 point.
Mokhamed, also, there's Romania. You did Romania at the end of last year. You took 4th place there, and that picked you. That was where you got all your points started to build up, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, well. Well, you've just taken 7th place in the Arnold Classic, mate, and you look sensational. And I was just happy. Like, when you hit that readable bicep, I messaged you and I said, holy shit, mate. I said, wow. I mean, look at you in that second call out, your readable bicep, I mean, it blew everyone away, mate.
Back double biceps.
That's the one.
Oh,
incredible.
Most muscles. I kill all these guys in most muscles and the back double biceps.
Yep. You got to call it the rear most muscular now.
And you saw before last period when I make a Christmas tree in my back.
Yeah.
It's great, man.
Awesome.
I work about this from 1 month, really. Special exercises, squeeze and wait for 2 seconds. It's very hard. Oh my God, it's painful. And to make this Christmas tree before last breed.
Yeah.
And I got it. And people, when I start to make this before last breed, all the people was in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So what was I mean, I was surprised to see you switch coaches. So close to the show. So obviously it's working out really well with Milos. Then you said.
Yeah, I changed the coach 1 month ago.
Wow. Okay, that's a gamble.
Yeah. Of course, in 1 month we can't make something miracle, you know. Mm-hmm. But we decided that we can make a good condition.
Yeah.
We can put size in 1 month, but we will try to do good and crazy conditions. So. Especially that I don't need this size actually, because Justin, I think, the same size as me.
Yeah.
And you saw Justin 4th place, I think so.
Yeah, he's fourth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm so close from Justin. We looks like brothers. We have this. Yeah. We have the same.
Yeah.
The same physique, I think so. And. We done it, and I'm so happy that my back come back, because last 3 competition I wasn't like my back.
Yeah, it was starting to go a little bit. It was going a bit watery, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like bit
especially
flat.
in back double biceps.
Yeah.
I was that's not me. That's not my back. Hold some water. Yeah. There's no deep. There's no condition. But yesterday we done it.
It was back. It was back. Yeah. So have you had no problems with your visa and going back and forth, traveling back and forth from different countries? You've had no issues at all?
No. I fly. It doesn't hold water in my body.
No, I'm on about all the travel restrictions you've had, because I didn't realize you were going back and forth. You've had no issues really with quarantining and all that. No.
No, I don't have
lucky you.
anything with this.
Okay.
The problem, I think, if you from Europe and you go to America, you need to make 2 weeks quarantine, I think so.
I know, yeah. That's why I'm not going to be at Olympia this year.
When I fly from Russia to America, everything's easy.
Okay.
And I just make a COVID test before I fly. Mm-hmm. And when I fly from America to Russia, I don't have to make a COVID test. I make COVID test in Russian. Okay. I have 3 days in Russian after I fly to Russia. Yeah. I have 3 days. I have to make a COVID test, and the place that you make a COVID test, they bought it in a government site. Okay. So you don't have to do anything. Just make a test, and they will. Bought it in a site in a government and show the result.
Good. Good. So what is next for you then? Because if you're not going to the Olympia, are you going to do any post-Olympia shows, or is that it now for the year?
I was talking with my coach, and he told me, my motherland, Egypt. I was in Egypt from 2 weeks ago, and all fans there, they want me compete in Egyptian Pro competition. That's next month.
Hang on a minute. There's a show in Egypt in next month.
Yeah, bro show. It will be open bodybuilding, 212, and classic physique.
Wow.
Yeah, and imagine, first place, have a good prize money, and have a car.
A car.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. The thing is, though, imagine if you finished off the year with a qualification for next year. How good would that be?
Cut this part about car.
Okay. Well, they can't drive over water, so you may as well keep it in Egypt. Keep it as. So right, okay, because obviously there's Rome, there's Alicante, there's Romania, there's Prague. There's a show that you could possibly pick up a win, Egypt, and pick up a couple of wins maybe. And imagine, wouldn't it be a nice end to the year if you ended with a win and a nice qualification? After everything you've done to get to this Olympia, wouldn't it be great if you could? Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Yeah, it would be wonderful. So I can take relax.
Yeah.
1 year.
Oh.
I can, if I can win Egyptian competition, that will be fantastic, really. So I can take relax 1 year and prepare only for Mr. Olympia.
Wow, and you need. I think you deserve a big holiday, mate. A proper holiday.
Yeah, I really need it.
Yeah.
But you see, it's difficult. Or compete now and qualify to Olympia, or you have to take 3, 4, 5 months and compete after only 5 or 6 months. And if I will compete only after 5 or 6 months, it will be hard. It will be big names again in all the competition, and it will not be easy to win show, especially here in America.
Yeah.
And in Europe, there is no any only in Spain. Romania will be after 2 months, I think so.
Yeah.
And I can't compete in Romania. I don't have visa. I need to make a visa for Europe, a new one. My visa is finished. And so if I will compete, so I have to compete Mayo in India Pro again, or June or July in Europe Pro.
Yeah.
So I think now maybe I can wait 1 more month, compete in Egyptian Pro.
Do it.
I hope that I can win. Then I take relax.
Do it and just hope to God Rami doesn't jump in.
Rami,
please, Rami, please no. Please no.
I think Rami, he will not compete in this competition.
Yeah, I guess it was.
I think Rami maybe, Rami and this guy's top 6 in Mr. Olympia. I think they can compete only in Arnold Classic and Mr. Olympia. Because it's about money,
Yeah.
About money. When you are in this level, so you think about money. You will not go compete in competitions that price money. It will be $10,000. For them, it's not the money,
Rami could get that just for showing up and and turning up on stage and waving to everyone, in his clothes.
I met Rami in Egypt last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, I met him in the gym, and I talked with him. He was so tired. He worked so hard, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He really worked so hard. He want to win Olympia, 2nd time again, and he bought 200%, really.
Do you know, I was speaking to Chad Nichols with Ronnie Coleman a few weeks ago on a different show on Nothing But a Podcast, and he said there was a period last year where Dennis James went into the bedroom and said, "Come on, Rami, we've got to go to the gym." And apparently Rami was on the floor saying, I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. He says, I am so tired. He says, because Chad was pushing him so hard with the cardio and everything. And he says, I don't want to die in America. He says, I want to die in Egypt. He had it in his head. And Dennis said, come on, get your ass up. We got to get to the gym, man. He was like, no, I can't take it. I've never been pushed like this before.
Yeah, Rami is like big baby. Really big. Yeah, he's very nice guy. Yeah. Really very nice guy. Really very nice and very good. And he works so hard. I think this year he will come with more small size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you think he's going to be smaller?
Yeah.
Okay. What, lighter than 289? Okay.
Yeah, they try to make for him a good physique.
Okay.
That's what judges will want, and he can't make a good condition with this big size. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But I saw him. If you look when he training with Dennis James, you can see that he lost size.
So he's going to be more kind of, because he was 305 a few years ago when he won one of the Arnolds, and then he brought him down to 289 for the Olympia. But he's still the biggest thing on stage.
I hope that he can bring the same condition as last year, especially in his legs.
Yeah.
If he comes the same condition, so nobody can't win him. Mm-hmm. And I think this year, the most dangerous guy for Big Ramy, Nick Walker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You think he can beat...
I think this guy, Nick Walker,
he
will beat everybody in the top 6.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw him by my eyes. I compete with him 2 times in New York, bro, and yesterday. These guys, easy, will beat Hadi Shuban and William Bonek, and he already won Akeem yesterday.
Yeah.
He won Ayan. He won Justin. I think Akeem will 6th place last year. Yeah. In Mr. Olympia. So imagine he will win Akeem again. He will win Rolly Winkler for sure.
Yeah.
I think he will win William Bonek. Easy.
What? So I mean, I put a post up today of Nick next to Hadi, and I said, "Do you think he'll beat Hadi?"
3, top 4 in Mr. Olympia.
Wow.
Yeah. If he will not be in a top 2.
Well, he's already won the mini Olympia yesterday.
Yeah. I'm sure that this guy will be so dangerous for Big Ramy.
Wow.
If not this year, so next year. Yeah, wow. Really, he have everything, man.
Okay.
So he have everything.
Yeah. Well, Mokhamed,
he have a condition.
Yeah.
He have a size. He have a very crazy midsection. He have a small waist. And he have everything.
Yeah.
Really. Wow. And he's a young. He stay long time.
Yeah.
He can stay 2-3 minutes in the posing. Staying and doesn't move. He like a stone.
Really. Like a statue.
Yeah, especially in a side posing. Side posing, it's very hard.
Yeah.
And all these guys can't stay long time. Side triceps, for example, side biceps, they are tired. He makes side triceps very easy, and he can stay 1 minute in this pose. Oh my God. Yeah. And guy, he have a good mind.
Yeah.
He trusts of himself. He know what he wants, and he going to do this.
Wow, it's exciting for the Olympia now, isn't it? It's really exciting.
Remember, this word is that this guy will be in a top 2 or top 3 in Mr. Olympia this year.
Wow, okay, okay. Well, that'd be exciting. That would be exciting.
I'm sure that he will be 2nd place in Mr. Olympia. If Big Ramy comes with the same condition, So this guy will be in second place, and he will be so dangerous for Big Ramy.
Whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Mokhamed, I was just saying to Ron Harris the other day, I said, a year ago, remember when you did Chicago, Ron said he didn't even remember you from the Chicago. And he says now you're like, everyone knows who you are. Everyone is talking about you as, into any show, you're a big factor going into every single show that you enter now. And I mean, what a year of hard work you've done. And I'm just so happy that, I'll be happier if you won Egypt and you qualified for next year, because that'd just be such a wonderful ending to 2021.
Me too. I would be so happy.
Yeah, Mokhamed, keep working, mate. And like I said, congratulations on a fantastic year. And go get some breakfast, mate, because the breakfasts at the Hiltons are very nice. The Hilton Hotels, I've been there.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Very good.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah, obviously very early for you over there, mate. But oh yeah. Oh, lovely rooms. Yeah. Oh, Hilton.
Sweet.
Sweet.
It's not a room, it's a suite.
Oh, you got a suite.
Yeah, they give us a suite.
Nice.
Wow. They give us a suite, really.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh,
cupboard. Wardrobe. Nice.
That's a shower.
Yeah.
Only shower and bathroom. And here.
Oh, now I got kitchen.
Yeah, small kitchen.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, now it is.
Guest room.
Hang on a minute. You're on, what floor are you on?
What
floor?
11.
11? I thought Arnold had the top two, 10 and 11.
I think so.
Oh, wow. Okay. He's on Arnold's floor.
Bathroom. Yeah. Oh, sweet, man. Thanks, Arnold. Thanks, Arnold.
Thank you, Arnold.
I love Arnold. Yeah.
Awesome.
I love Arnold, really. Everything here in this competition, just fantastic.
Brilliant.
Really. Organization, stage, backstage, room for athletes, food for athletes.
Yeah.
We got yesterday pizza, burger, and well, I don't know what does mean. This was English.
I love it. Cookie. Is that cookie or something? Cookie. Yeah.
Cookies. Yeah. And cookies, that's from yesterday, from backstage.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you just grabbed a few.
I take with me pizza and burger and cookies and Gatorade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, pizza was very tasty yesterday. Everything was hot,
Yeah.
Everything was hot. Wow, it's super.
Fantastic.
Really fantastic. And she was always care about us, all guys that they work in this team organization. They are very good, fantastic, smile and help us always. Everything was just wonderful, really. I hope that I can come and compete in this competition next year for sure. I want to come back
in March.
We'll be back.
Right. I'm gonna let you go and get your breakfast, mate. But thank you so much. And like I said, congratulations. And like I said, let's just hopefully we can get that win. And but what a fantastic year, mate. Thank you so much for coming on the Globe Muscle. And like I said, just great job yesterday, mate. You did really, really well.
Thank you so much, man.
There we go. Thank you, Mohammed. Bye-bye. Hold it for 3 minutes, please. Yeah. All right, then. Bye-bye, mate. Bye. Okay, guys, it is my live stream Arnold Classic 2021 finals review. The reason I didn't watch it last night is because I wanted to watch it for this, so I watched it fresh, and you get to see my reaction. I did see the entire of the prejudging, the live stream, but another reason was as well, it was very late, and it would have been like 3 a.m. by the time this came on, and I did lots of filming today for Globe Muscle, so I wanted to be fresh, and I wanted to save it for this, so you could see my reaction. Okay, first one on stage is, we have Steve Cucklow. What does it say? 6 foot 285, and that's that's true. 6 foot 285. What's he doing? Pumping his chest. Now, Steve was Fifth place in 2018. He was fifth place. Was that 29? He was definitely fifth place. No, sorry, fifth place in 2019. And in 2020, he was fourth place here at the Arnold Classic. And at the pre-judging, Steve Cucklow was actually in the final call-out with Nick Walker, which it basically indicates that he was in the top two. I think it was pretty clear that Nick Walker was going to be the winner, but it looked like Steve had climbed to second place here. Then at the night show, Ian Valliere managed to do what he does every single time. He managed to pull it out the bag for the finals, and he brought a much better package, whereas Steve Cucklow kind of, I mean, he didn't. It's not that he faded. It's just that he looked so sensational at the pre-judging. I mean, he was so full, and so it's probably very difficult to kind of hold that. But some guys, they kind of get better by the final. Some guys kind of just don't look quite as good. Steve was one of those guys. He obviously peaked for the pre-judging, but what a huge level up it's been. Second at the Texas Pro to Ian Valliere. Ian just edged him out. In fact, I had Cucklow winning the pre-judging, but again, Ian Valliere did what, like I said, he always does. He pulls it out of the bag for the finals. I thought Steve was a lock for second. So I thought actually Ian Valliere was going to be maybe even knocked down to fourth because it looked like Justin Rodriguez was really moving up. But Steve Cucklow, 6 foot 285. He's absolutely huge. And he's even bigger this year than he was. Well, he was sixth place at the 2019 Olympia. But here's a top 6 Olympia competitor. So, and he said last year when I interviewed him, earlier this year, he says, I'm going to win the Arnold Classic this year. And my God, he came so close to winning it. I mean, if Nick Walker hadn't been there and, coulda, woulda, shoulda, isn't it, really? So it's the back shots where he I think he lost out to Nick Walker. I think that's where Nick Walker, in this shot, the radial bicep, that's where Nick Walker really knocked him out, because Nick Walker's radial bicep is sensational. But he's definitely moving forward now, Steve. I've got, look at the size of his calves. His calves are crazy. Arnold liked that, because that's all Arnold went on about was, the two things he went on about in the pre-judging was, the live stream that I watched. He was on about calves and vacuums. Now, Steve Cucklow doesn't do a vacuum, but he does have unbelievable calves. So, now thing is, do you think they'll give him a special invite? I really want to see him get a special invite. And I am completely contradicting myself because I hate the special invite. But then again, the special invite, we wouldn't have had Ramy in the Olympia last year because obviously he couldn't compete in Alicante because of the positive COVID or whatever. Okay, we've got Arnold here. That was cool, seeing Arnold giving his commentary. He looks great to me. How old is Arnold now? He's like in his 70s, isn't he? He's like, wow. And also Arnold said on the live stream, he said that it was 50 years to the day that he won his second Mr. Olympia, which was in Paris. So obviously that was a huge, huge deal for Arnold. I mean, 50 years ago. Oh, wow. Sergio. Now, Sergio won the Best Posing Award last year, and he won it this year. What's going on with the midsection? Okay. He's got a bit of a bloated midsection there. But what a dynamic poser Sergio is. He won his pro debut at the New York Pro in 2017. He got through to the Olympia in 2018 on 2 second places at, I think it was Chicago, to, what's that guy? Alexis Rivera. And second place to Michael Lockett. Was it Michael Lockett? Yeah, Michael Lockett at Chicago. And then he got second to, I'm just showing off now. So second place to, Alex Rivera at Tampa. 2019, he didn't compete. 2020, he took fifth place here. He thinks he should have had fourth. Sergio's definitely bigger this year, but I don't know whether he was... He looks like he still needs a few more weeks. 2-3 more weeks of prep, and I think you could see the best ever version of Sergio. So I would really like to see Sergio go and do a post-Olympia show. Like I said in this episode, we've got Rome, we've got Alicante, we've got Romania, we've got Prague, we have Egypt. So there's 5 opportunities for Sergio to... That's a good... I like it with lifting his leg. That's cool, isn't it? Looks great. Yeah, he's pretty, isn't it? He's a fantastic poser. Yeah, he's a real... I mean, obviously his dad was Sergio Oliva, and he was born into the sport, so he's kind of got that DNA and that history. It's in his blood. So, here's a guy who, embodies all the kind of the qualities of the old school physiques with the new school size and conditioning. Well, maybe not conditioning in this episode, in this show. But I'd like to see him I'd love to see him go do Rome or Romania and either get a win or get a really decent amount of points for him to be able to go into the 2022 season. Yeah, he was definitely sharper last year. Yeah, round the back, everything. Yeah, because I'm looking on two different screens here. The TV seems to be a little bit more sharper, but you can see, he's only a tiny few percent off. But when's Rome? 4 weeks? Is it 4 weeks? He could be absolutely bang on for Rome. So Sergio, get yourself to Europe, mate, and do some more shows, because I'd like to see you qualify for next year's Olympia, and then you can just shut it down and prep for next year. So, yeah, fantastic. One best pose at $10,000 he won for that. Best posing award. Fantastic. Yeah, very passionate competitor. But I'd like to see him do more shows. I think he should do more shows. It's a huge show to do, with it being your only show of the year. Right, let's just scroll on slightly. Okay, who's this? Okay, is this working? Come on. It's scrolling. Look at Cedric. He calls Arnold his daddy. Wow. Oh, see, Hassan Mustafa from Egypt. I think this was his 7th show of the year. He's had some good placings, but he's just grown. And like Ron Harris said in the Globe Muscle Special wrap up we did came out a few days ago, he's probably pound for pound probably the thickest bodybuilder on the planet, even against Ramy. I mean, what is he? I keep hearing varying reports of his body weight, but I tell you what, the muscle looks fat, doesn't it? It looks like it's almost like there's too much fullness. He's incredible. I love Hassan Mustafa's physique. When he nails it, oh my God, everyone's in trouble. It's going to be like this is like Ramy when he took 3rd at the Arnold Classic last year, to the difference, when he really nails it, that he can win big shows. Oh, the stomach doesn't look good. Got to hold that in. No, it kind of completely ruins the picture. But look at the mass on this guy. I mean, wow. It's just up. Side chest is just, it looks like an alien. Oh, no. Keep the stomach in, mate. Come on. You've done enough shows to know that's, wow. Incredible. When this guy absolutely nails it with this size, if he brings kind of like what Ramy did at the Olympia last year and keeps that midsection in check, I mean, he's up there with the Rollies and the Ramys for the freakiest bodybuilder. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, look, he has to it's just, I don't know, is it possible for somebody to have too much muscle? You're digging that. I mean, he was 8th place here, and I mean, it's 8th out of 10, which isn't kind of indicative of how good he is. But look at Cedric. He's just loving Arnold. He's like, yeah, Arnold, whatever you say, Arnold. I love you, Arnold. Obviously, Cedric McMillan there, the 2017 Arnold Classic champion. And of course, Arnold probably loves physiques like Cedric McMillan's, the aesthetic big guys. So, right, who's next? Arnold's probably just ripping Hassan a new one with the midsection, I'm guessing. So, okay, let's go to the next one. Oh, is that working? Yep, here we go. Oh, Justin Rodriguez. I was absolutely over the moon with what Justin's done this year. He managed to win his first pro win at the Indy Pro. Can you believe it's his only win? He took 2nd to Nick Walker at the New York Pro. And I was absolutely thrilled to see Justin in the first call out here at the prejudging. He's just continually improving now. I mean, shoulders and arms they're just ridiculous. They're almost as freaky as Nick Walker's. Do you think his shoulders look a bit suspect? No, seriously, a lot of people are accusing him of, I think they're just really, really good. Because I think he's naturally very, very wide across the clavicles. But 4th place. I thought actually at the prejudging, I thought Ian Valliere was in trouble for that 3rd spot. I thought Justin Rodriguez was, if he'd improved for the night show, which I don't think he did here, looked as good as he had at the pre-judge, or even looked better. I felt like Justin Rodriguez could have bumped Valliere down to 4th, and he could have been 3rd. But as it turned out, Ian Valliere managed to pull it out the bag, move up to 2nd ahead of Steve Cucklow, and then Justin got 4th place here. So beating guys like Sergio and the other one. Who was 5th? Sergio. Who was it? What? Oh, Akeem, of course. Yeah, so he's beat Akeem. And Akeem is a 6th place Olympia guy, you know? I mean, then again, Akeem wasn't in the same kind of condition or the same kind of physique that brought him to that 6th place at the Olympia last year. But yeah, 4th place for Justin Rodriguez. That is a huge step up. So what's Cedric saying there? Dennis looks smart there. I like to see that. Looks very, very cool. Do you know how old Dennis James is? He's only like a few years off 60. Oh. Looks amazing, doesn't he? Yeah, yeah. His dad doesn't look. I've seen pictures of his dad as well. His dad looks really young as well. So here we go. Okay, we have Akeem Williams, the Beast. So Mr. Coverman, and I am disappointed with what Akeem brought to this Arnold Classic, but I'm kind of not, because I think it looks to me like Akeem was not looking to peak for this show, because Akeem here looks like he's 2 weeks out for the Olympia, whereas some of the guys were looking to bring their best. Nick Walker wanted to bring his best to the Arnold Classic because he believed he could win it. But this looks like a guy who has 2 weeks more dieting to do. So I think he'll be bang on for the Olympia. But this is not the Akeem we saw when he made top 6 at the Olympia last year, or even when he won the Puerto Rico earlier this year, which is obviously what qualified him for this year's Olympia. But I mean, many people are saying that he could be number 17. I don't think he's going to win the Olympia this year, I'll be honest. But if he could tighten up in 12 days now, if he could tighten up for 12 days and bring the condition he brought at last year's Olympia, he could hold on to that top 6, I think. I think he could hold on to it. But it's going to be tight because there's some really good names. You've got Hadi, Brandon, Rami. We've got Nick Walker now, who's probably a shoe-in for the top 5. And, I think he'll beat Hunter Labrada. He will beat Hunter Labrada, I think. Oh, I don't know, actually. Yeah, it's the back. It's the back shots. This middle area, this here, there's something lacking here. It's very, very... Because if he's got missing lower lats, I mean, that lower back is very, very watery. The delts are very watery. I mean, this looks like someone who's 2 weeks out. His back looks smaller, actually. His back looks smaller than last year, and I expect it to be improved, to be honest. I think it looked better at the Puerto Rico. So I'm a bit disappointed, actually, with Akeem. And I love Akeem. His legs look bigger. The quads definitely look bigger. It's probably all those 9-plate squats he does. He does. He squats. I mean, I don't think he does that anymore, but I mean, pound for pound, he's probably the strongest bodybuilder there is, actually. Mind you, Ian Valliere doing those 200-pound dumbbell inclines, I think would have something to say about that. Bob in his smart suit there, looking good. Looking good. It made me laugh when Cedric McMillan said Bob, because Bob was in a t-shirt at the pre-judge, and he says, I think Bob's been at the back doing push-ups. He said it looked like he pumped up a bit. Who's this? Who is this? I can't see, it's blurry. Oh, Ian Valliere. Yep. Coming off 2 wins from Texas and Tampa. Very, very impressive. 5'9", 260. That's correct, actually. Normally they bullshit. But I spoke to Patrick Tour, his coach. He rang me, yesterday on the day of the Arnold Classic. And because Patrick said for Tampa, he was 260 on the morning. I think he was 2 or 3 pounds sharper, lighter for Texas. And for this, I was expecting him to bring him down, maybe like sort of low 250s, but he brought him up to 260 with even better conditioning. So obviously everything they're doing with their prep was the right decisions to come in bigger and harder, which I think is what's going to happen with Akeem, because Akeem was 10 pounds under for this show than he was at the Olympia last year. I think he just needs to fill out. I think they'll bring him in nice and full for the Olympia. But we've got Ian Valliere here back to do his side tricep. He's probably one of his best shots. It's funny because it's one of his best shots, but he doesn't have good triceps. Because the top to toe, the entire physique, it really flows well. But you actually maybe overlook the fact that he's got very poor triceps. Yeah, the back shots are very improved. He was always criticised for those before. But yeah, it's funny because on this laptop he looks watery, but when I look on the big screen, he looks rock hard. So it's kind of, I'm trying to flip-flop between the two. This is his pose, that one. Yeah. He's awesome. I was so excited when he heard he got second. When I woke up in the morning and realised he got second place. Guy's so thick. He's got like Dorian density. He has. That thick, grainy, dense. Like, he looks 260. Do you know what I mean? He looks heavy. I wouldn't want him to sit on me. He'd probably crush your legs, wouldn't he? Yeah. The back. Well, he's been working like a madman all year to really bring those back shots up, and I think he's done it. Yeah, I think he's done it. God, look how much muscles. Look at his lower quads. Look how much muscles hanging off them. It's huge. Like, look at that. Oh, God. Awesome. Canada's finest. Wow. So, second place at the Arnold Classic, 2 wins. 7th place at the Olympia last year. I think this has been a really successful year for him. I wonder if he'll do any post-Olympia shows. Do you think he'd want to get an early qualification? Yes. I'd like to think that Ian could make top 6 at the Olympia this year. I think and he's so popular. I think him and Nick Walker are the 2 most popular bodybuilders right now. I think on the west side, you've got Ian Valliere and Nick Walker as the 2 most popular bodybuilders. And if you look at the other side of the world, it's all Hadi Rami. So it'd be interesting to see what the fan base is, how you compare. Let's have a look. Sorry, I was distracted there by his quads. Yeah, fantastic showing. Yep, 260, rock hard. He was only 242, I think, at the Olympia in 2018. That was when he took 14th. And he was chasing that conditioning for about 2 years until he won the New York Pro last year in 2020. But, yeah, he loves that pose. My God, he's hit that pose about 6 times. Well, when you got a good pose, you may as well keep hitting it. Right, who's next? There's only 10 guys in the show, so it's not going to go on forever. So I'm literally just going to review the pose and routines. Yeah. Oh, look at Arnold. Look at Cedric. I love you, Arnold. Will you be my daddy? Yeah. Look at him. He's trying to act all cool, like he's like, but you can see he totally wants to fanboy. He messaged me today, actually. He replied on an Instagram post. So, here we go. Right, okay. Mokhamed Elemam, who we had in this episode of MD Glow Muscle. So happy with what Mokhamed brought. Why Mokhamed? Look at that. That's cool, isn't it? Cool font. Yeah, he looks good. Prepped by Milos Sarjev. Do you like the beard? Yeah. You thought you always had a beard, didn't you? Right, yeah. He looks like he's really brought him down for this. He's really tightened him up. I mean, yeah. With Mokhamed, if his quads aren't dry, nothing else is. So if his quads are on, everything else is going to be tight. This is what he looked like in fact, I'm just thinking, I asked him actually whether he thought this or his Indie Pro conditioning was more impressive. And he said he's going to have to go and compare the pictures. But looks like he's improved his posing as well. Yeah. God, what a year. 6 shows he's done this year. And he did Romania at the end of last year. And with Vlad Suhorochko taking a good placing. What was Vlad at the Alicante? 4th? Yeah, he was 4th. It knocked him out by... And with Mokhamed taking 6th at Texas, he was knocked out of the point standings by 1 point and therefore taken out of the 2021 Mr. Olympia. So I'd like to see him go win Egypt and get a qualification and win the car and the prize money and shut it down for next year because, my God, they tell you what, these Egyptians, they work hard. Hassan, 7 shows. Mokhamed, 6 shows. Ahmed Wadani did several shows until he actually got his qualification by winning the Texas 212. But, yeah, fantastic. That riddable bicep. That's the one, isn't it? Look at that. He was starting to fade. A couple of shows ago. Well, Texas, and his stomach was starting to distend. It looked like his body was tired, but he teamed up with Milos, and they've made magic. So, absolutely incredible. Let's check the time. Okay, we've got 10 minutes. Right. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'd love to see him get a win. And after the Olympia, one of the post-Olympia European shows like Egypt. Well, it's on he's Egyptian. So he's Egyptian, but he lives with his wife in St. Petersburg in Russia. So he's a gym manager. So, but he said didn't he say he wants to move to America? Yeah. Yeah, and really pursue his bodybuilding. And it's funny because if you look at him, I would say 5'10", 250, 260, but he's about 5'7", 230, I think. I should have asked him really in the interview. I can always message him. Yeah, the midsection looks good there as well. Yeah, because at Texas, it was I think it was Texas or Chicago, and he'd lost control of his midsection. So who is next? Okay, it's got to be... Let's just scroll a little bit. Okay. Oh, here we are. Seung-Chul Lee. Yeah, I mean, when a bodybuilder, a physique this good, takes last place at the Arnold Classic, you know the competition's tough. But, you know, it's the Arnold Classic, and it's the best of the best. Now, I think another couple of years, this guy could be top 3 Arnold Classic, top 6 Olympia. But until he really brings up his back, I don't think that's going to happen. But he's made huge strides in the last year. He won the Career Pro last year. He was 12th place at the Olympia. And I'm seeing improvements, but he's a work in progress, this guy. But look at his shape. I mean, his shoulders, chest, his shoulder to waist, his quads, his calves. It's just the back. There's nothing going on from the back. See? Yeah. It looks like a 212 from the back. But body parts can be improved. And he is moving forward. He's teamed up with Neil Hill now, old Yoda from Team Y3T. So, yeah, so that's instant last place, you know. But from the front and the side, the conditioning looks good. I think this is the best condition I've seen him. I think he looks better here than he did at Olympia. Look at the intercostals. Look at that. I don't want to move the cursor just in case it starts buffering. Yeah, you don't like his abs, do you? You think he's got funny abs? Yeah, slightly wonky. Well, there's not much you can do with that. But I love the freshness of his physique.
But I like his overall look.
Yeah, I like his shoulders. His shoulders are cool. Shoulders, quads. He reminds me of he's got kind of like a Kevin Levrone type structure with a much smaller back. But yeah, I think he did well. I think he did well here. But like I said, he's another year or two. Arms are fantastic. Conditions good. Conditions very, very good. Love that front lat spread. Yeah, very nice guy. Had him on Globe Muscle with a translator. Extremely deep voice. Very deep voice. It sounds like he's like, you know, the Batman, the Ben Affleck with the voice changer. Sounds like he's got one of those on. Right, I'm guessing it's going to be Nick Walker next. Yeah. Thing is, they left him to last just deliberately. Come on, Arnold. Cedric. Yes, Arnold, yes. Come on then. Who's next? Right, okay, let's just buff a teeny little bit. Here we go. Nick Walker. That front double bicep is sensational. I still think he needs to watch that midsection though. He really does. And he needs to hold himself better at the Olympia when he stood relaxed in the lineup. But here, he's so confident. He won with straight firsts. And to think, 15 months ago, this guy was an amateur. He was second at the NPC USA in 2019. He came back to the North Americans in 2020. 6 weeks later, took 4th place at the Chicago. And then he won the New York Pro this year. He's still 26, 27. I mean, that side tricep that's incredible. I like his side tricep, his readable bicep. And his arms, his arms are so freaky. Yeah, clear win. I honestly didn't think he'd be top 3 in this show beforehand, but I didn't expect the improvements he's made. He was 240, 248, and his coach, Matt Jansen, said he's going to bring him down to 246 for the Mr. Olympia. Do you think he can beat Ramy?
Yes.
Do you think he can beat Hadi?
No.
Well, to beat Ramy, he'd have to beat Hadi.
Yes.
just saying yes to everything. Yeah, I'm astonished by the improvements and how fast this guy has got. Really, really good. I mean, this guy's going to be first call out at the Olympia. Could he win? Could he beat Ramy? If these rumors about Ramy coming in smaller this year and he's not looking as good, thing is, I think Hadi's going to be his biggest obstacle. That thing is, and I would like to see the same conditioning in the upper body, like in his back there, in the separation. I'd like to see that he's got in his hams, glutes there, because he's not top to toe as separated in the top half as in the bottom half. And once he does that, if he brings those 2 pounds off of the Olympia and he has that greater separation in his upper back, I think he's going to be very, very hard to beat. I think he's going to be really hard to beat. Yeah, incredible. Legs great. Yeah. Conditions perfect, and I love the color as well. The color is absolutely sensational. That frontal bicep. My God. I thought the Nick Walker fans were all a bit crazy before when they were saying he's going to win the Arnold and the Olympia. I was like, yeah, whatever. But look at that. He is like a new Jay Cutler. He's like a freak. Yeah, absolutely incredible. Right, okay. I'm assuming that's all the competitors. Yeah, he's awesome. Is that everyone? Is that everyone? Have we seen everyone? All 10? I'm assuming Nick Walker was last. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Let me just double check. Oh, just gone back. Yeah. Oh, we got Max Charles. Oh, I can't leave out Max Charles. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, Max Charles. Yeah, this wasn't the best Max Charles I've ever seen. He was eighth place here, which holds his place of 8th place last year. But last year there was more guys in it, and he did look better last year. Apparently he went solo 3 days before because he was prepped by Milos and he wanted to do his own thing in the last 3 days. But he looks good. It's but no, hang on, he can't be 8th place. Hassan was 9th place. 8th place. Was Hassan 7th? Oh God, I've got it all wrong. I think Max was 8th here, but I've got Hassan as 8th. Hassan must have been 7th. He must have been 8th, I'm guessing. Well, he wasn't top 6. But yeah, this is he looked sensational last year. But yeah, he looks good. It's just I think last year his conditioning and his just fullness, everything was just, it was mind blowing. He was disappointed with 8th place last year, but yeah, great guy, Max Charles. Yeah, very slow, isn't he, on posing? Very, very subdued. Maybe he saw Nick Walker's arms backstage and thought, oh shit. Here's another one. Yeah. So okay, let's see. I think that is everyone. Yeah, I think that's everyone now. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, that is everyone. Right, okay, then I just wanted to do a bit of a quick review there of all the finalists, well, the 10 open pros, and just their posing routines and assess their physiques. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Me Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, and we're joined by fellow Brit, Samson Dauda, the Nigerian Lion.
How you doing, guys? How y'all doing? How's it going?
Oh, Samson, so good to speak to you, mate. I haven't spoke to you for 7 months, it said on the Skype.
Yeah. Wow. Been a while.
Samson, as I said before we started filming there, I said that's what I call a proper diet face, mate.
Yeah, man. What can I say, man? This prep, it has tested me to the max. I mean, obviously, you guys know I'm working with Milos. Mm-hmm. And yeah, he's definitely pushed the boundaries with me, you know. I mean, first John did it, and then he did it. So it's just been a crazy year, but the progress we've made, I can't complain about it. You just got to be like, okay, I see, I get it, you know, but it hurts like hell.
Of course, because you're working with John Meadows.
Yeah. I was working with John Meadows to 8 weeks out. Whilst what happened, and obviously we lost John. And, you know, for a few days, I was kind of thinking, you know what, I ain't carrying this on. I just wanted, because I just felt like I didn't want to do it anymore, you know. And then, you know, we kind of like tried to find our way and, you know, spoke to a lot of people and they said, you know what, you and John been working through the beginning of the series because we started working back in December.
Okay.
Like you guys worked through the off season together. You've gone through it. You had this plan. You had this vision of what you wanted to bring. Like, don't just leave it now and kind of end the story there, you know, really finish what you guys started. So I was like, okay, you know, if I'm going to have to do this, I need somebody that sort of knew John and had his approach, because I couldn't just start fresh with someone else.
Yeah. So
I then go, okay, you know, Milos was the only person that I knew that was sort of in contact with John and sort of understood it. So I reached out to him. And as soon as he heard, he was like, yeah, of course, you know, 100%. So immediately that day we started working together to carry on the prep.
So what elements of your prep has he been taking care of then? Everything?
Yep, just like the way John did, from training to diets to supplementation, everything. So he pretty much just took over that and just picked up where he left off, you know.
So by the sounds of it, he's pushing you hard.
Oh, that's a nice understatement to put it at least.
I love it.
But you know what? I understand, you know, because, you know, you get to a stage where you think, okay, I think I'm conditioned. Yeah, I think I'm ready. And he's looking and going, yeah, but we got a bit more. Let's go. Come on, let's go. And then you go through another week of hell, and you end the week go, fuck, you know, look at me, like, what, seriously? what's left? And he's like, yeah, but just a little bit more.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I freaking can barely stand during the day. But he's really pushing. Every time you think you've got somewhere, he takes you just a little bit deeper, and you see the improvement for it. You think, okay, I get it. And, things that I've never thought I could do before, pull my food down so low, because being a big guy as well, when you try to not put your food down so low because you think you're going to lose muscle, and you have this fear of it that sticks in the back of your mind. When you start all of a sudden being a big guy, you start shrinking down. You start having this fear in the back of your mind, I think I'm losing muscle. But, working with him, he's pushed it down, and I've given the freedom to do it. And I was surprised on how much muscle we held on to just by I'm still being able to push that low. So it's been absolutely eye-opener. I've learned so much. Between him and John this year, I've learned so much about what my body can really do and what it's capable of, that it's just been a complete eye-opener. Do
you know what, though? Your physique is so balanced and aesthetic. If you think about what Sean Roden did in 2018 when he kind of pulled his physique right down, what Flex Wheeler did in 1993 came down lighter than when he turned pro, and the results were spectacular. You're the sort of guy that you could lose size and your physique and lines would just look crazy.
And this is the exactly same approach he had. Obviously, Milo's competing with the guys in the 90s and everything, that era. He's seen it happen firsthand. He's been on stage with them. So when he's telling you that, look, I know your kind of physique and I know how it works. Trust me, I can get you. Don't worry about losing muscle. I can get you there. You got to be like, well, you know what? Honestly, experience so speaks. You've done it yourself, so you know what the mindset is. And all the fears that I have, he addressed them straight away. He goes, look, I can do crazy things there. You still won't lose muscle. Don't worry about it.
Brilliant.
And I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? And he really showed me he can do crazy things with it. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is crazy. But we looked at it each time we looked at it, and the more sharper we got, the bigger you appeared. And you're like, you know what? Okay, I'm seeing a trick here that I've never really thought about before. And so he kind of gave me the opportunity. He really did push the mark with me, and I'm really proud of that. I stuck through it anyway. I'm glad I've managed to stick through it. And man, I can't wait to really show it off this weekend.
Well, that's exciting because you're kind of, like I said, your physique, it's an aesthetic type physique, So, and I mean, thing is, what would you say has been your best ever appearance as a pro? What was your favorite look you ever brought?
I'll say best conditioning wise, last year in Spain was our best condition to date. Overall size and dominance wise, I'd say British 2019, the British Grand Prix. Yeah. But for me, I felt like that look was good and big, but it was still a bit out of conditioning to really have that. In terms of fullness, it was there, but it didn't have that sharpness that is required. While Spain last year we had the conditioning, but we didn't have the fullness. So it's almost like you've been kind of going for 1 year now, juggling the ball with both of them. Feels like this is a year where we finally feel like we got both.
Oh, really?
And so, when you're looking at it, going, look, we're comparing it to last year, we compared it to 2019, we're going, you're still way bigger than both them years.
Shit.
A lot. And you're way sharper than any one of them. And you're looking at it going, I don't know what I'm seeing here, but it's right there in front of me. Are we really seeing what we're seeing? And, we're looking at it, yeah. Okay. You smile and go, okay, this is going to be very interesting. So I'm really definitely excited to show it off, definitely.
So he's pushing you on what? He's pushing your food low? Is he pushing you on cardio? Because his training is very, it's extreme in the way that it's very intense.
Yeah. Obviously cardio every morning, an hour after I finish walking the dog. So he's taking me food out. And then after you finish feeling like, okay, I'm knackered now. He only gives you like 3 eggs for breakfast and say, okay, here you go. That's you for the next 3 hours. And you're thinking, dude, seriously.
Oh, I'd die. I'd die.
Some ridiculous 90 grams of sweet potatoes to have for a second meal. And you're thinking, mate, I'm over 280 pounds again.
Whoa.
And but the thing is, like I said, I understand. You might doubt it. First, you might think, this is stupid. But then when you see the results end of every week, you say, actually, this crazy old dude knows what he's talking about.
Crazy old dude.
I better start listening to him because he seems to have, he's like, like Karate Kid with a freaking master, like, yeah, okay, he knows the way, show me the way, let's go. So he really has been like that. And I got to say, man, it's been a very hard process, like genuinely, I think by far the hardest prep I've ever done. But mentally, physically, it's been that hard. But I gotta say, I just feel good that I've managed to stick with it the whole time.
Good. But to bring something new that you haven't brought before, you're gonna have to do things that you've never done before. Sounds like a rhyme, doesn't it? Sounds like a song.
Yep. That's clear. I mean, things that I know that way, because every year we study my physique, I sort of mentally study and mentally check, okay, what were the mistakes I made before? How do you learn from it and everything else? And all those boxes where, okay, I should have listened more. I should have pulled down more. I should have done this more. Every year I try to fix on that the following year. I was, okay, you know, you did too much this year. You did try to do too many shows, or you didn't pull down deep enough. You didn't come in full enough. We try to learn and then rectify that the following year. So this year was the first year where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do any thinking. I want to give someone the reins and say, look, this is me. This is who I am. Show me how to do this better.
Yeah.
And this is what kind of came in right from the off season. Like, we came off last year's show, and I was really disappointed the way last year ended, because I was like, you know what? It broke my confidence down quite deeply. And I was thinking, you know what? I'm ready to come back on stage in 2020. I just 2021. I just felt like maybe I just take the year off and just kind of like calm down, just not. Yeah. And, you know, and then obviously that's when John came in and spoke to me about it, and it really sort of got my confidence back up slowly with time. And he tells me that, look, I can guarantee you now, with the work we can do between now and your next show, I can get you to the point where you will change so much and you will shock people.
Yeah.
And you kind of, well, I've sort of got that before, you know, but with time we started working, and he goes, okay, you know what, first things first, I've looked at you, you're complete everywhere, but we need to bring your back up. So let's spend the off season doing that. So we did it. We came off season, and I was like, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Nice.
So, you know, then the prep began, and we picked out the show, obviously doing Arnold and everything. We want to pick our show as late as possible, so we picked Arnold. And then we started going through the prep, and every week he's coming back to me saying, you know what, I can see the change, I can see everything. And I started seeing it myself, and I started believing in myself. And I started thinking, actually, you know what, maybe he has a point here. Maybe we can do this. And then obviously getting to 8 weeks out, you don't have that rug pulled out from underneath your feet. And,
God, what a shock. What a shock.
You know, and it literally just kind of feel like the rod you were holding on to, that step you were holding on to make you feel like, okay, I'm not confident, I don't feel great, but somebody believes in me, and that's enough for me to keep going, you know. And then to have that pulled from you, you put you in a place where you're like, come on, can I get a break? Seriously? Is this crazy? Like, you just literally going to do this right now? So it's all kind of was a shock and everything else, and we sort of worked our way back from that and tried to stay on a diet and not come off, do anything crazy, just carry on as we go. And then we obviously hooked up with Milos, and he carried that. He literally just picked up the mantle straight away and ran with it. And, you know, you just have to be like, okay, you know, this is actually looking like it's going to be something special after all. So stick with it and let's go and let's see what happens.
That seems to be the difference, personally, what I've found between the very good coaches and the absolute best of the best is when you're feeling low, and your confidence is low, they step in and they give you that belief back. They kind of you know, inject it back into you, you know, to kind of get you back on track, not just with your training, but to give you that self-belief that you can, you know, that you are sort of destined for greater things, and you can improve. And, you know, like with Matt Jansen, like they like the athletes say, like, you know, we're like close, you know, we speak every day. We you know, there's that level of support, not just being told to do A, B, and C.
No, but actually that level of support that comes all the way, because, you know, people will forget that bodybuilding is more mental. It's a lot more mental than physical, because physical, I can train all day, every day, and not even bat an eye. Like, I'm used to it. We've done it long enough. It doesn't, your tiredness, you wake up next morning, you do it again. It doesn't hurt. It's like you get used to that.
Yeah.
The mental side, however, is the part that knocks you down the most. It's the side that you have to pick yourself up time after time after time, over and over again, and it takes a toll. So having someone supporting you and have you stand by and go, you know what, keep going. You're on the right path, keep going. And it just gives you, it does really pick you up, and it does give you that drive to say, okay, you know what, even if I feel I can't do this for me out of my strength, I'm going to do it for them, because they believe in me enough to invest this much time and effort into it. So hell, you know, let me do it for them and just see what happens. And by you doing that, you slowly start to get your confidence back and see what they're seeing. And so actually, you know what, okay, I get it. I see what they're talking about. Okay, let's, you know, and it really builds you up that way, you know.
I think everyone was curious because, I mean, like 2020 was a disastrous year, wasn't it? It was very stressful. You were stuck out in Korea. There were all these problems. You couldn't get to was it Tampa? You couldn't fly out. They wouldn't let you fly out. And it just seemed to be one series of bad luck after another. You know, it was just non-stop. So that really knocked your confidence then.
Yeah, because, you know, when you go in something hard and you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to find a show. I'm going to do it. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes. And you go year after year and you go through the struggle time and time. And then at the end of it, you don't get the result you were hoping for. Even everybody go, you stuck it out. You did what most people couldn't. For your side, you feel like it wasn't good enough because I didn't achieve what I wanted to do. In my self-esteem, it wasn't there. So he really did knock you back. And you can make up the excuses, go, but you were stuck out, you were doing this, you were stuck in a hotel, you do it. You can make up the excuse for yourself to kind of excuse yourself for the result that ended up happening. But deep down, you won't accept that. You're an athlete, you won't accept that. You won't accept anything less than 100%. So it felt like, that's what it felt like to me. It felt like, okay, this is something that really hurts, and I don't know how, but I need to get back on it. I need to fix it. I need to go at it again, and having somebody kind of come into your corner and like, look, we can make this happen, it is possible, just seeing it. So it really did help a lot.
I think in fairness, I'm going somewhere with this. I think anyone could be forgiven for underestimating you, because I remember at the end of 2017 when you won the Diamond Cup. That's where you turned pro in 2017. You got third at the British that year, didn't you?
Yeah, second in the British that year,
Second in the British. And I remember somebody saying to me, I think they're giving out pro cards too easy, because look, they've given one to Samson and I don't think he's pro ready yet. 2018, you went and competed in Prague.
Yeah. And then fifth in Prague.
Fifth in Prague, 1 year after people somebody, I won't say his name, but he was very saying, look, I think they're giving pro cards way too easy. I mean, this guy's not pro ready yet. And there you are a year later. 1 year later, you're coming second to Nathan D'Asher in the British Grand Prix. And it's like, and obviously 2020 was just a nightmare year for you, but you still had a couple of good showings, not maybe as good as you wanted, maybe the result you wanted. So now I think this is why I think people are continually underestimating you, because you haven't been around that long,
together yet. He hasn't quite.
Yeah.
This is the moment, and even you can obviously say, there was different things in the way or whatever, but that's just what it is. He hasn't quite clicked together yet. And then for the first time this year, obviously me not working full time again, me put my full mind into bodybuilding.
Oh wow, okay.
So making it my full focus, through the off season, through the prep. It's like, okay, you can really afford to push it now. You don't have, you're no longer working to support your bodybuilding as a hobby. You're bodybuilding for yourself. So go at it full force. So for the first time, it felt like the gloves have finally come off. And I'm like, look, I'm on the same standing as any one of these guys, finally, and I can go all out for it. So it just felt like that's what we brought into the whole year with that mindset of, okay, let's see what happened if I really was to give it nothing but bodybuilding. What would actually happen? What was the result be at the end of it? And this week I'm about to find out.
Because I mean, you were doing all this like bodybuilding and stuff whilst working a full-time job on construction.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So and obviously, as we all know, bodybuilding is extremely expensive, especially at pro level. Like you're trying to maintain bodybuilding lifestyle with a construction salary. It's not easy, and obviously the stress of running from full-time job, running to the gym and trying to get all that done, it does take its toll. But I never complain about it, because I thought, look, it's my choice. I don't, it's what I do. I love it. I'm not really going to complain about it. But then to finally then all of a sudden give it the opportunity to say, okay, now we want you to just focus on bodybuilding and see what you can come with it. It felt like, really? You're going to do that sweet spot just like that? Okay, all right. Now I'm going to show you something. So it feels like, okay, this is it. This is the moment where you can finally not hold back and die. Because imagine the way I had to push to that this year. If I was having to go to work full time, I wouldn't be able to go.
You'd be dead. You'd be dead.
I wouldn't be able to die that long, because I'll be too exhausted. I'll be like, I barely finished cardio. I'm almost on the floor first thing in the morning. And then to think about going to go to work a full time job, it would never happen. You could never risk pushing yourself that much. I mean, now I don't even try to drive, because if I drive, I fall asleep behind the wheel because I'm so tired. So So imagine going to full. So you gave me the opportunity to finally say, okay, right, push bodybuilding full time, go at it all out. See what really happens. And I'm really shocked with the results. I'm like, okay, I didn't know I could get away with that. Okay, this is interesting.
The thing is, mate, you're a guy that, like, we knew that when that next level up, once you hit that, you were really going to be a force, because even when you were coming in full or not in great condition or flat and slightly better condition, you could just see by your structure, by the way you posed, by your symmetry. And, like I said, Sean Roden and Flex Wheeler in my head when I look at your physique. I see you can see that it's in that ilk. So it was like you obviously had to go to a new place, which obviously Milos and John Meadows really helped you do. I mean, I was talking to I said to Mokhamed in this episode, he was I was interviewing Ronnie and Chad Nichols.
Yeah.
And it was saying that, like he said, a DJ went into the bedroom, was calling Rami down, and Rami was on the floor, like almost crying, thinking he was going to die. He says, I can't do it. He says, I'm frightened. I'm going to die. I've never worked this hard. But obviously he had to do that to get to the Olympia, win it. That's what you have to do. You have to go to new places.
Yep, and that's exactly what it feels like this year. It feels like we've basically had a chance to push it to definitely a whole new level that we've never had before.
That's good.
And you know what? You're kind of looking at it and going, am I seeing things, or am I really seeing what I'm seeing? And you're thinking, okay, you know what? Just wait. Let's get on the stage and see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's just get on the stage and see what happens. Let's let them see on that stage. You go, yeah, but I'm excited. I can see what I'm seeing. This can't be a dream, right? But you're thinking, okay, you know what? Just don't be. This might be too soon. Let's just get on stage and see what happens. But without a doubt, I'm the sharpest I've ever been. I'm the biggest I've ever been.
Shit.
So, and I'm still holding my waistline at the 32-inch waist, and still holding everything as is. So I still have all my lines, still have everything else complete from every angle. This is one thing John said to me when we started here, going, we want you to literally go from front to the side to the back. And they look at you and go, I can't pick out a fault.
Yeah.
I can't pick out a weak muscle group. I can't pick out anything that I could say, oh, we can knock him on a bit of that.
Yeah.
He goes, that's the goal this year, is to be complete from every angle. He goes, the only thing they could ever pick out from you was, okay, conditioning and, your back development needs to be a bit thicker. You knocked the back development in the head this offseason.
Yeah.
Okay, now all the conditioning, and that's that. So we're coming in with that idea of, okay, we want to stand on that stage and go, okay, look at me from any angle you want. You won't find something that is not meant to be there, or something that is there that shouldn't be. So this is the mindset we want to come in the show and actually go, okay, here we go.
What was the video I saw? It just panned like around your chest and abs. It was in the. I just saw it on Instagram, and it looked like it had some weird lens that kind of, you know what I mean, where it made you look wider and your waist smaller. It was like, those fisheye lenses, and I was thinking, that's a normal phone. It looks crazy. When was that?
We were 4 weeks out then.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So that's why I'm
sharp.
like, you're looking at it going, surely come on, I must be ready now. And he's telling you, just a little bit more. Come on, let's just see. And you're thinking, dude, seriously?
Yeah.
And follow on with it. And every week we look at it and go, come on, now. He's like, just a little bit more. Come on. And he digs it in even deeper.
Nice.
And you're thinking, man, if there's a knife any harder, I'm going to die.
Yeah. So we're 6 days out now?
Yeah, 6 days out.
6 days out from the very first Arnold UK. How are you feeling, mate?
I'm feeling great. Obviously, with me coming off last year with my confidence a bit knocked, I'm not going to say, I'm freaking absolutely confident, whatever, because that visual effects of that is still there. But I can tell you now, when it comes to physically how I look, I couldn't be more confident.
Good.
I couldn't be more idea of, okay, let's go. I've never looked this good before. Okay, so that is like, okay, you're going to see that on stage, whether I like it or not. That's what we're bringing on stage. Okay, so at the main time, I just got to get my head in order to say, okay, you know what you see isn't just, your mind playing games. What you see is actually really there. So you need to own that and believe in that and go on stage with that confidence of, yeah, that is what you really are right now. That's what you really look like. So that's what we just got to bring this weekend. And we know for a fact, if we can do that, it'll be very hard for anybody to stand next to us.
Who are you most forward to standing next to next weekend?
Oh, man, of course, Nathan.
Yes. Okay. Another crack at Nathan.
Of course. I mean, I want to be British champion. I want to take out the best. So, of course. I don't play all these PG games and say, I just want to be my best. Of course, when you look at the competition, you go, okay, I know where I go, what I take, especially if I can touch him and make him bleed in 2019. I'm definitely going to take him out now. So
I love it. I made him bleed in 2019. That's cool. That's really cool. Because it was, it was like, it's like, shit, this is the guy who's won 6, 7 pro shows, and here's like this new guy out of nowhere, really, and it's like, they're really, he's comparing very well there.
So I'm definitely gunning for it. It's not if buts or maybe about. I'm gunning for that first place spot, and that's what I want. That's what I want to get. So anything less is just it's a disappointment. So I need that first place spot. I need to do this. So yeah, of course.
Have you looked at the rest of the lineup? What's your feelings?
Yeah, I've looked at all the rest of the lineup. Obviously, Jamie Christian-Bigg, guy from Norway. I can't remember what his name.
Ole Christian-Bigg.
Yeah, that's it. I've seen some of the other guys and everything. Some of them already competed this year, so I've seen them compete. And yeah, I know for what that the competition is still, the biggest competition is still Nathan at the top. So if you focus on the best, you don't need to worry about the rest, right? So that's all you gotta look. Focus, take out the best. Everybody else falls in line. So you just set your focus on that, and that's it.
So aside from the Arnold UK, I mean, we've got Rome, Egypt, Romania, Alicante, Prague. So we've got all these shows on our side of the pond. Our side of the Atlantic.
Yep.
So have you thought about doing any of those as well? Maybe get some points or a win for the Olympia next year?
Exactly, of course, because obviously with me, it's not just the idea of doing the shows as well. It's like we want to learn my body. We want to learn, okay, how much can I really take? Because last year was an eye-opener because I never thought I could prep that long before. Yeah. But we managed to do it. So now we want to learn, okay, we've got this new look. How much punishment can he take before it looks like, okay, you better give it a rest now? Yeah. And for me, it's more than one show a year. That's just what we always do. We're bodybuilders, meant to compete. You want to take that time. Please
do another one. Please do more, because I wouldn't mind seeing you try different looks like Nathan does. Nathan says, I'm going to come in full for this one. I'm going to come in dry for this one. And maybe try a few, with a new coach, you got Milos. Why not try a few different shows and do Europe and just blast it?
Yeah, because who knows, you might nail it the first time. You might make a mistake the first time. You never want to try, even though you nailed it the first time, you want to say, okay, right, can we do it again? Can we do another again? Can we do it again after that? You want to try as much as you can so you learn from each one. So when you then come out to stand on the biggest stage like Olympia, which is a 2-day show, you don't panic and go, oh, well, I don't know if I can do it. You know that you've had experience enough with your body and being in that kind of regimen. Okay, I know how to keep my body at this level constantly for a long period of time. So, of course, we would look to actually do another show afterwards, one way or the other anyway.
You got to do Prague because you had a very good experience in Prague in 2018. Got to do Prague. You got 5th in your first year as a pro in a huge show. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah, because they contacted me and they say, look, we want you back in this, Prague Pro this year. Yeah. And it's a bit late. Obviously, I think it's like 6 or 5 weeks later. Well, there's shows in between it anyway. But I'm like, okay, I'm still I really want to do it. Put it so I really want to do it. But we have to see how my body goes as we go from show to show. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If we start like the British British last year where we look tired, we look beaten up, it looks like, okay, you just got to call, hand in the towel now. We just have to, it doesn't make any sense to carry on. But if we go and show to show and we're like, yeah, actually, it's working for us, then of course, why not?
I think Arnold's going to like your physique as well because he likes the aesthetic physiques. And he loves a vacuum, mate.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely got to bring that in. After watching the show yesterday, or last night, you kind of look, okay, all right. This is interesting and very exciting. Obviously, it makes you nervous, but it makes you excited as well. So you're like, okay, I look forward to this weekend now.
And also, with your pose routines, there's a chance you might get on Arnold's TikTok.
Yes. I don't know why Arnold's TikTok, but definitely the posing routines and everything. I mean, as I said, I think they touched the Rosa routine in Arnold as well. Yeah. So definitely gotta bring it, and really show it all this time as well. So,
well, I hope you've got plenty of energy for a good posing routine. So I hope Milos gives you some cookies or something before you go on stage because you can't be dying up there when you've got your posing routine, mate.
I really do hope so too because I know Milos is definitely known for bringing his guys nice condition and full. Yeah. So we know if he can do the same with all them other guys, he definitely should be able to do it with me. So that would definitely be something. I mean, he's brought me down low enough. Come on, man. Now you got to take me back up a little. Yeah. Oh, my God. Carb Up Day is going to be fun, isn't it, with Milos? So definitely look forward to that next weekend. Can't be excited enough. So it's going to definitely be, I think no matter what happens, it will definitely be my best look today.
Oh, so excited, mate. So excited. Samson, I'm going to let you go because I said I'd keep you to 20 minutes. I want to be good on my word because I know you're a week out, even though you seem to be bursting full of energy right now. Probably the best time to get you wasn't right after your cardio.
Well, yeah, thanks you very much, man. Thanks for having me on. And yeah, definitely look forward to next weekend and being on stage and see how it goes. But looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, all the best, mate. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to seeing this exciting new package because I think we've been really wanting this for the last couple of years to see that perfect combination of fullness and dryness. And by the sounds of it, it sounds like you've got the best chance of success there with Milos. It sounds like it's going really well.
Yeah, for sure, 100% for sure. And yeah, we definitely, we can't say enough. This is going to be my best lookout for today, and I'm excited to see if it's good enough to take the show or not. And I mean, definitely have to do that.
Awesome that you're with Fouad Abiad with Hostile as well.
Oh yes. I mean, they've definitely been the biggest support this year. I mean, trial to sign up with them yesterday. They've definitely given me the opportunity to do bodybuilding full time and take it seriously and take it all the way. So I couldn't thank them enough because for me to get to where I am now, it was only possible because of they actually had my back.
Okay.
So props to them for that, 100%. So yeah, definitely.
Samson, I'm going to let you go, mate. And like I said, all the best for Birmingham for the first ever Arnold UK ever. So, fingers crossed, mate. And see you in that first call out. And we'll see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
All right, then, mate. I'll speak to you very soon.
All right, mate. Thank you very much.
Samson. Bye-bye. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle here at the Unrise Media Studio with me, your host, Giles Thomas. I'm joined all the way from somewhere near Nottingham, Jamie the Giant.
Hello, guys. Thank you very much for having me back on. Always a pleasure.
Jamie, hang on one second, mate. I just was going to put these on. So I'm a bit dazzled by your teeth there, mate. Sorry, bad joke. Right, Jamie. Okay, mate. How are you doing, mate? Because obviously we've got so much to talk about.
Yes, there's lots to talk about. I'm very good. I'm ready. I'm ready to compete. I think you would have known because we've been speaking throughout the year, but I've actually been in prep. I didn't think till the other day. I've been in prep since January.
Wow.
So I am ready. I know we've discussed many things over the past months about what I'm doing. We'll probably get into it, but because of that, I'll open up by saying this will be my last contest of the year.
Okay.
So I'm aiming to go out with a giant bang.
Oh, that's what we like to hear, mate. That's what we like to hear. So, I mean, you're 6 days out from the very first Arnold UK. How are you feeling, mate?
Yeah, I feel really good, Giles. I feel really good. I think you'll see when it comes to showtime that this time I am going in there with a game plan. And that game plan is, or will, I think, lend well to my physique and work in my favour. And I think that's because taking a lot of feedback from the judges and my own looks from the past shows I've done as a professional, and listening to other people in the industry, maybe you could give me some backup here. But I do feel as though the open class is, number one, about condition, but a lot comes down to the balance of your physique, the fullness, the size. The leanest guy doesn't always win. And I think if I play the lean game, the super shredded, 100% in, then I will 100% come in flatter. Okay. So my view this time is to not bring the leanest ever me and the flattest ever me, but to obviously still be show lean. Like, we're not going to discount that at all, but I'm going to get a nice balance between how lean I need to be and how full I need to be, because I want to present a giant on stage. Yeah. I want to, do myself justice. And the only way to do that now, until I have another 10, 15, 20 pounds of muscle, is to fill out this, I'm not going to swear, fill out this as much as possible. And as I said, I'm not going to sacrifice condition, but there's going to be an element of fullness to my physique I think that people haven't seen yet. Okay, well, I'm very, very confused by all that. I'm kind of just trying to process that. I'm trying to work out what that means. Yeah. So, what did you weigh at Puerto Rico, mate? Puerto Rico, I didn't take my scales with me, so I knew I was about 290. Yeah. This time, at the minute, I'm 293. Yeah. I'm going to deplete to 290, and I'm going to fill to 295, 297. Okay. Minimum.
Okay. So that's quite a lot difference.
Yeah, 5 to 7 pound difference. That's going to transcend on stage. I think personally, very well. Yeah. Like I say, you're not going to worry about conditioning with me, Giles. You know me. Lower back's in, glutes are in, but I just feel as though I've definitely sacrificed a bit of fullness because I've been too tight and a bit flat in all my showings. Yeah. So that is not what I want to do this time. I want to do anything but that. So I have a game plan moving into the show to ensure that doesn't happen. And so far, so very good. It's going well.
Good. Okay. I'm still okay. So, I noticed on your Instagram you had a virus or something. Are you okay now?
Yes, I'm okay now. So that was like 3 weeks out. I got a bloody chest infection. I actually had 5 days off the gym, which in prep before I'd never done. But that's a culmination of a lot of things. Massive factor, obviously, being in prep for so long this year. Massive, huge stress on the body. And with that did attribute to my overall decision to make this the last show. But overall, Giles, just looking at it from a physique point of view, I said this last time after the Puerto Rico show, I am not at that stage yet where I can shut the door on a huge group of people that are fighting for these top sixes, 3 to 6 to 10. I need to go away, add some muscle to my frame, even more. I need to come back, and when I want to come back is when I've shut the door on all these guys fighting for what I'm going to call the scraps.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fighting for Olympia qualifications on points.
Yeah.
And collecting these points. Plus, I'm not a daft lad. You know that, I think. I think some people think that these post I did look. Some people think that these post-Olympia shows are going to be not a walk in the park, but quite easy. And more of the guys now are looking at these post-Olympia shows to re-qualify so they can have a longer off-season.
Yes, like James did last year by winning Alicante. He had a full year to prep for Olympia. It's a perfect scenario.
Yeah, I already know Nathan's going to be doing the post-Olympia shows.
Yeah.
Ian Valier, Regan. Obviously, the guy from Romania, he's not qualified yet. I'm not sure, actually, after the Arnold's. Has Vlad qualified or not for this year's Olympia?
Yes, he has.
Because he was one of those that on points he could have got knocked off. By
what he got fourth in Alicante, he knocked out Elemam, Mokhamed. Mokhamed is not going to the Olympia now. He knocked him out of the standings. So he's going.
So well done to him.
Yeah, he's going. So yeah,
very good.
I would imagine he might be trying to get a post-Olympia qualification.
Yeah, I think the post-Olympia shows are going to be stacked. So it makes more sense for me to get into off-season as soon as possible.
Yeah. Start
adding the tissue, get healthy, get fresh, and in my eyes, get onto the Olympia stage quicker. Because I'm at that point now where if I keep on fighting and scrapping for these points, I could miss out completely and never get there.
Mate, if you've been on prep since January and you're getting... if you've been on prep... That's when you get things like chest infections. That's when your body starts rebelling. That's when you start to get tired. I mean, if you can squeeze out one really good showing now and then shut it down, then that's going to be good for your overall progress as well as your health.
Yeah, 100%. So this show for me is about making a statement.
Yeah.
Raising my stock that little bit more.
Yeah.
Letting people know, if they don't know me already, who I am, what I'm about, and then just fucking getting to work and making the improvements I need to make. I actually noticed in the commentary for the Arnolds, I don't know if you watched it, Giles, but Arnold was very, very critical of people's calves.
Yeah, just be talking about that. Literally, just be talking about that.
I was watching it and I was like, oh, shit. Actually, this is no joke. I've messaged an equipment guy that I know.
Yeah.
I've said, tomorrow, Monday, send me every piece of calf equipment you've got via picture, because I'm going to get a seated and a standing calf machine in my garage at home.
But are you going to do what Arnold did when he put an inch on his calves and train calves every single day?
Well, that's why I'm getting them at home. So
Nice. Do cardio calves.
I'm going to get I've already got a treadmill in the garage, but to go with the treadmill, there's going to be a seated and a standing calf raise.
Fantastic. Do you know what I'm really hoping for you?
Yeah.
I'm hoping you have a very good showing at the Arnold, get a really good placing, and it gets you an invite for the Arnold USA in March.
Yeah. That would be very good. But I kind of know in my head that I need longer off.
Yeah, there is that, yeah.
That's the only thing with that. If it was in September or October again, perfect. But the March shows are a bit soon. I want to be kind of having this off season and doing a bit of a Rafa Brandao this year, having a whole year off, and then doing the post-Olympia qualifiers fresh.
Yeah. Because thing is, mate, I mean, you've only been pro since 2018, and you've done quite a lot of shows. You've really, you've traveled to Puerto Rico, and you've done, Alicante. So you're putting yourself out there. You're testing yourself against all these different types of shows and areas, and So I'd hate to see you kind of start going backwards, because you just want to keep compete for the sake of it.
Yeah. If I'm honest, John, as well, I've seen what happened with Samson last year.
Yeah.
The longer the year went on, the worse he got, and that transcended into a bad decision or a bad result of the British.
Yeah.
And I think as athletes, that just makes it very clear that we're only as good as our last showing.
Correct.
And that's what people remember. So it's very important for me, like you say, great showing at the Arnold. I'm super confident that this is going to be the best showing yet of me.
Cool. Super
confident. I know you might have your doubts off what I've said, but you can rest assured the game plan's solid.
Jamie, though, the thing with you is, mate, I can never gauge. Usually people look better than they do on Instagram, and then you get on stage and you're like, oh, is that the same guy? But you're very, you literally post when you're kind of looking your most flat, most depleted, and then you get on stage and it's like a real shock. You're like, oh my God, he looks completely different. So it's like, most people post when they're at their best. You kind of post when you're at your worst. Because I've seen when you post in the morning compared to when you post after you've trained.
Yeah.
And it's like you put 30 pounds of muscle on.
It's night and day.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if you know this, Charles, but we as athletes got released a running order for the show for the Arnold Classic.
Okay.
And we're actually on stage the first time for pre-judging at about 9:30 p.m.
At night.
At night, and then the finals are going to be about 11 p.m.
It'll be later than that.
So, hey, I know now, so I can take it in my stride, plan for it. It is what it is. But I got to hold that. We got to plan for that and peak. But at the end of the day, everyone's in the same boat. So it's like I said, it is what it is. Would have been nice to get an early in the day and then probably an early afternoon finals. But
so rather than the judging and everything being like 4 hours apart, 5 hours apart, they're like an hour and a half apart.
Yeah, I think what's happening is because obviously the Arnold Classic amateurs are going first.
Oh, okay.
The men are going on the Saturday up until 6 p.m. And then I think the evening show for the pros starts at 8 o'clock. But you've got the women's classes and then the classic physique, men's physique, and then bodybuilding's last.
Yeah. Okay, well.
So if you...
So go on.
I was just going to say, if you factor in, is it 4 classes? Women's bikini and another one?
Bikini, fitness.
Yeah, and then men's physique and classic. So there's 5 classes with bodybuilding altogether.
That's more than Columbus.
Yeah, so what are we thinking, like at least half an hour a class?
Yeah,
maybe.
Easy. Yeah, by the time you... So then, I mean, yesterday, we're filming this, literally the Arnold Classic was yesterday. Surely, I can only imagine what it's like to be a competitor for a show like the Arnold UK, and yesterday was the Arnold Classic. How does that make you feel? Are you feeling motivated and pumped?
Yeah, I said, put on my Instagram story, when I was watching it, Nick Walker came out and I said, Nick Walker's just made me want to go back to the gym.
Yeah, shit. Yeah.
He looked incredible, and I'm sure you're in the same boat as me, Giles, because we like an aesthetic physique. And Nick Walker isn't an aesthetic physique. We've spoke about ramming in the past when I came over and did the podcast together. Nick Walker really impressed me because the amount of detail he had, it just took over everything else for me. He was that much more in condition and had more detail than everyone else. Didn't matter that his waist was a bit wider. It just, how he posed and held himself was fantastic. And you could not discount. He just won that show as soon as he walked out.
Yeah, literally as soon as he walked out. So, when he won the New York Pro, what do you think the difference in body weight was?
I think he was he the same weight?
Yeah, same weight,
Yeah.
248.
Yeah, he looked better, but I know he's the same weight, so maybe there's just a little bit of refinement in the look there. Because let's face it, he doesn't need any more muscle, does he?
You know, when the real bicep, when his biceps come up higher than his front delts.
Yeah,
nuts.
He's a freak, literally a mutant.
27 years old.
Yeah, insane. So that's going to be very interesting leading into the Olympia. Definitely top 5. I think he could scrape a top 3.
Do you think he'll beat Hadi?
I'm not sure. You know, structure-wise, he's a bigger guy. Detail, condition, it's there. On his day, I think it's there.
Do you know what? If you'd have said this to me a week ago, I'd have laughed. I'd have said, no, he's not even.
Yeah, me too.
He's a 6th to 8th guy at best. He's going to have trouble against Hunter. And now, I mean, I didn't even have him as like a really serious contender for the Arnold, but I'm completely turned around on it. I'm like, absolutely shit. This guy is Ramy in trouble?
Yeah, I think Ramy just has to come in on. If he comes in on, I think he's got enough mass and detail to. They say you've got to knock the champ out, right? So someone's got to knock him out.
Yeah.
And I think for someone to knock him out, he's got to be a little bit off as well. That's my view.
I've heard that Ramy's a little bit smaller this year. That's a rumour.
Yeah?
Yeah, and he was obviously, because when he won the Arnold a few years ago, it was like 305. For the Olympia, they brought him down to 289. They brought him down to 289. You all right there, mate?
I think I had a fly in my drink.
Extra protein.
Some kind of insect in my drink. I spat it out.
Okay, extra protein, mate. It's good for you.
All that.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was saying, if he's 289 at the Olympia last year, do you think they'll bring him down even further? Is that wise? Do you think?
289. How tall's Ramy? Is he like 5'10"?
Yeah, give or take.
He could be 2'8". Let's be honest. He could probably be 2'7". He'd still be the biggest guy on stage.
Yeah.
I can't see it being a bad thing.
Okay.
He's got so much muscle. I think he'd need to lose a lot to look small. Yeah.
So
that's my view.
What did you think about the other fellow tall guy, Steve Cucklow?
I was a bit disappointed, I have to say, Giles.
Really?
I had high hopes. Yeah, I had high hopes. I was a bit disappointed from a condition standpoint with, I don't know whether it's a live stream. You can never tell. And obviously if you was watching it, you'd know the background was quite dark, so you couldn't really see. But I do think, particularly from the back, a lot of guys suffered with a lack of detail.
He did.
Steve was one of those.
Yeah.
So it would have been nice to see a lineup where it was like people versus people who was fucking on.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we saw that. Not that Nick would have suffered if anybody was on, because I think he was that on that nobody would touch him. But I think even Ian and Steve and Sergio from the back, again, a little bit soft. I mean, please don't drag me over the coals. I'm saying this with the greatest amount of respect for these guys because they're like top world class. Yeah. I'm just kind of doing your job and being a bit more critical. I love Steve. I love how much muscle he carries. And I think if he was a bit more on, he just would have closed the door on that second place.
Yeah, to be honest, I was actually worried after the pre-judging. I was worried for Valier being pushed out for third by Rodriguez, but then Rodriguez came in worse and Ian came in better for the night show, and he kind of swapped, and he pulled ahead of Steve.
I tell you what, people don't realise how hard it is to do these shows and peak almost, in theory, twice in one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think as a competitor, you get that true appreciation for what they have to do. Because some get better, some get worse. I think if you're generally worse in the first part, you're going to be better in the second part. But if you're better or on to start off with, you run the risk of being maybe a bit flat and washed out in the evening show because these posing rounds are tough.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what it's like to be posed and turned around and compared. It's literally like doing a full gym workout, an intense full gym workout. And then 4 hours later, you've got to do it again. You can't go home to bed for 6 hours and feed up 3-4 meals and then have a, luxury of another day off.
I remember my second show, and they brought me out for several comparisons in a row, and I had to go off stage, and I was literally like, because I didn't do cardio back in those days. I had no cardio fitness. I remember just thinking, I feel like I'm going to die. It was really like, I was just like, I couldn't believe, I was seeing stars, and I was thinking, shit, I really need to think about doing some cardio next time.
It's intense. It's super intense.
Yeah.
And I think that is another reason why Nick was so good, because I know with Matt, they drill posing daily.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's really kind of got lost. People are okay to train, they're okay to do the cardio, but something, it's like, even who said it? Lena Brada. Lena Brada was saying, do you really think I wanted to spend 30, 40 minutes posing after every workout? No, hell, did I not? But you know how important it was, and it showed, didn't it?
Going back to yourself now, did I see that are you back with Phil Viz?
I am, yes. Been a few changes in the Giants' status as an athlete.
Okay.
I'm back with Phil Viz. We work very well together. I've been with him for the last 6 weeks, and the changes in my physique since then, he's done a great job. He's put my mind at rest. I was underfeeding myself, Giles. I was really trying to push condition, but I was underfeeding myself, and my body was kind of saying the big, like, get lost. You're not doing this to me. You've been killing me since January. I don't like you. Give me some more food. So when I started with Phil 6 weeks ago, my carbs went from 300 a day to 600 a day.
Wow, okay.
And I was like, Phil, are you mad? You really want me to eat this? And he was like, yes. So I ate it for 5 days. My weight kind of went up, and then it peaked, and then it came down again and started getting leaner. Yeah. And I was like, I'm eating double the food. What's going on? He's like, you've been starving your body. So it just took him to kind of take the reins, because I got to the point with Jordan, long story short, I had a lot of stress on in my personal life, and I just said to him, as a sponsor, it's a hard one to describe, but as a sponsor and a coach, that was adding extra pressure to me to perform. So I just needed to kind of like go it alone and really enjoy the process. Yeah. I've been doing this a long time, and I've been with Jordan now for 2 years and following push-pull legs and log booking, and been very robotic and rigid about bodybuilding. After a long year's prep, just got to the point where I stopped enjoying it. Right. And that was having a knock-on effect on my physique.
Yeah.
So I came away from that, started just going into the gym, training instinctively, enjoying my training, just basically making sure I was working hard.
Yeah.
And making the workouts hard and choosing what I wanted to do while I was there.
Yeah.
And it became quickly apparent that in a week's time after that, you can't really prep yourself. This is the biggest show of your life. You need some help. So me and Phil still speak, got in touch with him, and he was like more than willing to take the reins, and it's been a very, very, very good decision.
I mean, because you prep a lot of people. You've got a very successful, like online coaching business. You're very good at it. Did you not ever think, okay, maybe I will just try this, do like what Bonak did for a couple of years, and just try it by yourself?
Yeah, I wanted to, but at the same time, I'm a gambling man and a kind of stats man, risk-reward basis. There was more risk to do it by myself.
Yeah. This
time. And that may come in the future. I'm still, even though I'm 36, don't tell anyone, I would still say I'm a young athlete. I don't look 36. I've still got all full head of hair there. Very nice.
You got your wig on there, I see. Velcro.
Yeah. So that will come in the future. But for now, I want to present the best version of me possible. And that only comes with the best of help. Yeah. And I think at the minute, Phil, he got my pro card with me in 2018, knows my body very well. and he's proved that he knows my body very well by what he's done with me so far. So I'm excited to unveil this package with him.
I think if you've been prepping since January, I think maybe at this final stage, this 6 to 8 weeks, whatever, however long it's been, I think maybe that was a good decision to say, look, I'm gonna put my trust and faith in you. We've worked together in 2018. It worked great. Let's just do it again, and I'll just go into autopilot, and you just tell me what to do.
Exactly, and autopilot's the right word. I just needed to relax, switch off, and just walk the walk, tick the boxes, and do the do.
Right. Well. So, who are you most looking forward to standing next to at the Arnold UK?
I want to stand next to Nathan.
That'd be interesting.
Nathan, for me, I'm not going to pull any punches here. Get ready for it. Nathan's hands down winner. I honestly think, and this is no bullshit, and there's no point in even trying to create some drama or hype for the show. Everyone knows Nathan's in a class of his own. You look at that lineup, Nathan Diasha has to do something seriously wrong to lose that show. So, as he said himself, he's right. You know, he's got a right to be a bit cocky because he's confident, because he knows he can be. He's got the right. He's got 7 pro wins, for God's sake.
I'd be feeling pretty cocky if I just beat Rulli.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you know,
I was there in Alicante, mate. It was like it wasn't even kind of close, and Rulli was like back to where we've known him in the past. You know.
Yeah, I just want a fair crack. I want to stand next to the right people in the right position. I don't want to be put on the side of the stage like I normally am, because who's that 6'5" guy? We'll stick him over there because he's a bit out of place. I want to stand next to Nathan. I want to stand next to Samson, Tim Budesheim, Joe Seaman, all the guys. I think there's after Nathan, I think there's a mix of guys that could go any way.
Yeah.
I think from 2nd to 8th could be anyone.
Yeah, Tim Budesheim's deadly, mate. I mean, he nearly beat Brandon in 2017 at San Marino. He was like really up there. Yeah. He's really good, really good.
I'll be honest with you, Giles. I will say this. I don't pull any punches. I'm confident that I can get 2nd.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm confident I can get 2nd. That's top 3 is my aim here.
I was going to say top 3. I think top 3 is definitely a realistic goal. And do you know what I think? What makes me feel confident about that is, like you said, you hope they give you a good look. But if you noticed in even the Arnold Classic yesterday, Steve Cucklow, he wasn't like, okay, he's definitely 2nd. Let's rejudge them in a few hours. Let's compare them.
Yeah.
Have you noticed how they're working these guys? Because placings are moving up. And look at the score sheets. People have been moved up and down. So you will get a fair look.
Yeah, and the good thing is as well, Giles, I don't even know this, but Steve is coming over and he's the head judge.
Yes.
So I think that lends well for me, because he's actually the judge that judged me in Italy.
Okay.
And awarded me my pro card.
Okay.
So we got a good relationship.
Yeah, he's a tall guy. He's tall like yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, Jamie, I want to be mindful of your time, mate. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how your year ends, because it would be really nice for you to see you get like a top 3 and get a good, and also look your best. Because for me, that Grand Prix look last year when you took 4th was sensational.
Yeah.
I want to see that, if not with a little bit more, a few more tweaks or whatever, and, to show that because the thing is with you work hard all year round. You're not just like I'm going to shut it down and just, go partying for 6 months. You're on it all the time. You're always progressing.
Yeah. And that's what I want to show. The aim as a bodybuilder for all of us is to progress show to show.
Yeah.
And I honestly think, I'll say it again, I think this is going to be the best showing. And I think before that, arguably the British last year was my best showing. So
it's amazing.
I am beating that man in his British trumps.
You tell you what, you beat the guy that took 4th at the Grand Prix last year, and you've won in a way. You've really succeeded, and I feel confident you'll do that. I really do.
Thank you very much. No, it's
and
pleasure to be on the show again. Thank you very much.
And please, will you come back to the studio?
I will. After this, I'll be there.
Oh.
Giles, what about?
What?
in the studio Christmas special.
Oh yes. Are we gonna have to dress up?
Yes, 100%.
Well, dress as elves.
Giant Santa.
Elves.
Or maybe a giant Grinch.
A Grinch? What Grinch? Okay, yeah. We'll flip a coin for that one.
We'll see. We'll work on it.
That'd be awesome, mate. And I'll get a really good lineup again as well. And we'll see if bloody Rami will turn up again this time, shall we?
We'll get him.
You'll get him. We'll get him. I'll bully him. All right then, Jamie. Thank you so much for coming on, mate. And like I said, just fingers crossed for next week. I think the British guys are really going to shine next week. Not be too biased there.
Yes.
But I think it's going to be a great show, and I think you've made a wise decision to shut it down after that, because if you've been prepping since January, that's a lot. So yeah. All right then, mate. Okay. Well, I'll let you get back to your fish and your greens, and I'll speak to you very soon.
Thank you, guys. See you later.
Cheers, Jamie. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, it is hot news segment for episode 35, season 4. MD Glove Muscle, nearly episode 120. Wow, 120. I was trying to work out when the show started. It was 2018, wasn't it? November 2018. Yep. Yeah. Gosh, bloody hell. Loads. Right, okay, our first hot news, I hate that word shout out, is Hunter Labrada. Because obviously it's all been Nick Walker this, Nick Walker that, winning the Arnold Classic. Here's another guy that really up till a few days ago was, well, I think it's been overshadowed basically, but Nick, let's not forget that Hunter Labrada is going to the Olympia. And what did he win? What was the show he won this year? Mine's gone blank. Chicago? No. What was the show he won this year? I've completely forgotten. That's weird. Oh, Chicago. Yeah, there you are. Look. Chicago Pro. Yeah. So let's have a look. Yeah. I hate to say it, but I think Nick Walker surpassed him. I think it's safe to say. I thought these two would be battling out the Olympia for kind of 6th to 8th spot, but I think Nick Walker's moved up. I think he's in the top 5. But then again, we don't know what Hunter is going to bring. This is what he brought to Chicago. He's going to have to bring a much sharper package, I think. I hate to say it, but because he always, as you can see, he looks, here's the latest progress shots he's posted. He's very thick, very dense. Last week's check-in 262. This morning fasted 256. So this is 14 days out for the Olympia. So yeah, is he flat there? Yeah, a little bit flat. His glutes everything's not kind of popping there. Let's have a look. Yeah, his back needed to come up with the lower lats and everything. But this is a guy. I'd be very shocked if Hunter wasn't like kind of second call out really. Kind of, I still think he falls in the 5th to 8th. He was 8th place at the Olympia last year. He was only his 6th or something show in his life, I think. This is who Milos and Dennis James on another show I did last year was saying that they thought that Hunter Labrada could have been in contention for the win at the Olympia last year. I thought it was a bit of a stretch, but he's done very well. He's won Tampa, he's won Chicago, he's been 8th in Olympia. He has a very, very, very strong track record, and he is continually improving. So let's see what he brings at the Olympia, because like I said, they can look good on these, but sometimes they can look even better when they hit the stage. So I love that frontal bicep. Yeah, but I think Nick has definitely. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens at the Olympia, because maybe that was Nick at his best, and he's maybe not going to be able to bring even better for the Olympia. Maybe Hunter has made so many. You never know until you see these people, see how they're put together, how their physique flows, and also the conditioning as well. Let's see what they. Yeah, he looks great as he always is. He was definitely wider and thicker across the shoulders this year. So the clavicle width, the shoulder to waist was definitely more pronounced this year, I think. Was there more shots? Yeah, front relax. Yeah, he looks good. Thick as anything. He reminds me of like a Branch Warren type physique with better aesthetics. It puts his entire diet up. So I'm very excited to see what Hunter's going to bring in at the 2 weeks. Like I said, he's gone from being the most talked about to kind of like almost, well, I think it's because overshadowed, because normally the Arnold Classic will be in March. This year it was 2 weeks before 3 weeks. 2 weeks. 2 weeks before the Olympia. Oh, so many shows going on at the moment. So, right, okay. So, God, he's got 259,000 followers. Wow. Okay, fantastic. Okay, now this is a guy that popped up on my feed a couple of days ago. I'd never even heard of this photographer before. A guy called Jeff Robinson, a fellow Canon shooter. It's either Canon or Nikon's. What's my cat? Well, kick him out. Don't matter, just ignore him. Where? Right, anyway. Yeah, so Jeff Robinson, Stage Time Photo. Yeah, I love good photography. And this guy, like I said, I think he popped up on one of the other feeds, so I kind of checked him out, started following him. And he's very much like Walt Whitman's type photographer, another fantastic photographer. Yeah, you can see. I tell you what, though, it's not. That was obviously at the pre-judging. I'm taking it. That was when I think that's the final. That must have been the final call out between Nick Walker and Steve Cucklow. Oh, he's got more pictures here. Yeah, see, Steve definitely peaked for the pre-judging. I think he just faded a little bit for the night show, whereas kind of like Valier got better and managed to get in front of him. So, yeah, I love that side tricep. Look at the depth of it. I tell you what, you won't want to train shoulders with these two. Wow. Yeah, Nick Walker definitely made huge strides since even just the New York Pro, and it was just a few months ago. Yeah, see, he needs more conditioning here. The glutes, hamstrings, the calves, everything's really lean, but this is a bit blurry. So, mind you, Nick Walker could still get deeper separation. I mean, he's totally blown him away there. But Nick Walker, I mean, this shot would be... He's on the verge of having like a Phil Heath level type readable bicep. He's nearly there because he's actually got a beautiful X frame. So look at the X. Like that, the small waist, wide shoulders, peak biceps. But I would still, for the Olympia, I still think if Matt Jansen's going to bring him down from 248 to 246... this could come in. If this comes in, that's going to be interesting next to Ramy. Very, very interesting next to Ramy. So let's have a look. Yeah, side chest. That's close. That's a close one. That's a close one. Front lat spread. I still think Nick Walker needs more chest. I still think he needs more chest. So frontal bicep, absolutely incredible. Incredible Nick Walker there. I think that's his best shot, and that's also the first pose. So let's have a look. Yeah. Nick, tell you what, Steve looks very good though. Very, very good in those pictures. And we're going to go to, Terence Ruffin, the winner. I was worried. Even at prejudging, I was very worried. I didn't think he was quite as sharp as he was than he was at the Olympia last year when he took second to two-time Olympia Classic champion Chris Bumstead. He does look good, but I still think he can be better for the Olympia. I think he can tighten it up because apparently he was 7 pounds up from when he took second at the Olympia last year. He's sharp, but I predicted this. He made it just. He made it by the skin of his teeth. It was enough to win, but I would like to see him. I'd like to see him 3-4 pounds lighter for the Olympia. In 2 weeks, it can be done because if you'd have seen Terence 3 weeks out from even 2 weeks out from the Arnold Classic, I thought he was in trouble. I genuinely did. I thought he wasn't going to make it, but he did. So let's have a look at these top shots. I love good stage contest photography. You can't beat it. I did it for many, many years. Yeah, I did it from... I started photographing shows in 93 when I was 17 years old. Started shooting for the magazines was 1995. Anyway, enough about me. Right, okay. Yeah, fantastic top six there. Look at Nick. He's quite short, isn't he, Nick? He's like 5'6". Steve Cucklow was like 6'1". Yeah, Akeem didn't deliver what we kind of hoped, really. So I was a bit disappointed by Akeem. But I think he's going to be bang on for the Olympia. So I've kind of gone off this guy and just gone onto the photo. Well, that's kind of what you want, really, isn't it? Brian Jones looked fantastic, but I think we kind of, even when he first walked out, I thought many of us thought this guy was going to completely walk away with the show. But I mean, he still took top 5 in the second biggest, what did Mokhamed call it? He called it the mini Olympia, because obviously with it being 2 weeks before the Olympia, apart from Hadi, Ramy, and Brown and Curry, you pretty much had the Olympia lineup. Obviously Bonac and Rulli were out, of course. But he looks good. He looks good. Who said he was off? Was it Ron Harris? Yeah, on the Monday's wrap-up video we did, he said that Brian was off. Is he off really there? I think to make it under the weight limit, I think he loses a lot of fullness and a lot of impressiveness. So he's probably right. He probably has to struggle to make it down to classic because this guy, I mean, even a few weeks before, he looks absolutely enormous. I mean, he's huge. Beautiful physique though. But Yeah. He's one of the best. I mean, he was 5th at Olympia last year. So do you want to see any shots, Lauren? Anyone? Jen said she didn't like the tongue. She said it's not classy. Sorry, Jen. Yeah, I think it looks cool. The thing is, the reason they do it is because it looks good for photos. Because that looks cool. Blah. See, blah. WhatsApp. Sounds like he's saying, do you remember WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Oh, you remember? You're young enough. Old enough. Old enough, young enough. You remember WhatsApp? The Budweiser?
Yeah, just.
And the little frogs? Just. Yeah, you're probably like 2 when it came out. So, WhatsApp. Yeah. Oh, look, he's tagging in Fuad. This is the photographer, obviously, not Nick. So, yeah, Nick, he's, unbelievable. He's progressing at such a rapid rate. Could he be a factor for the Olympia?
Yes.
Do you think so this year?
Yeah.
I tell you what, I think Hadi's his biggest. He's got to get past Hadi and Bonac first. And those guys have a more proven track record and they have better detail. But in the next 2 weeks, if it comes in like there, like it is here. No, sorry, the other way around. If it comes in here like it is there, then could he surpass Bonac or Hadi? That's a good shot. He looks like Jay Cutler there. Like a freaky Jay Cutler, if that's possible. So, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. Wow. I tell you what, I'm a believer. I didn't think he was in contention for the win before the show, but as soon as he walked out, I was like, holy shit. So, yeah, let's have a quick look at Valier. Yeah, Valier. Fantastic. The new Phil Heath has to hand his mantle now to Ian Valier because this is the new Mr. Saturday Night, because here's a guy that he looks good at the judging, but he'll always look sensational at the night show. I mean, he's pulled a few miracles there. At Texas, at the pre-judging, I had Cucklow winning and I had Ian second, and then he managed to pull it out. They kind of reversed, Cucklow faded, whereas Ian Valier got much, much better. So, there's Logan Franklin there. Yeah. Do you know what? When he walked out, I wasn't that blown away by him. And then as soon as he started posing, I was like, okay, I get it. See there, he looks like he lacks in size. When you stick him next to the Brian Joneses he looks a bit men's physique there, doesn't he? But then that's not a good pose for him. I don't think it is. I think he should hit that one. Yeah, prep by Milos Sarjev. Fantastic job. He must be happy with a 3rd place at the Arnold Classic. So I think he was Ron said he was at 9th place at the Olympia last year. So I'm guessing he's looking to shoot for a top 5, top 6 placing at the Olympia. So yeah, lovely physique. Very nice physique. Very, very aesthetic. Very kind of marketable look. So I guess that's kind of what Classic was brought in for, though. This kind of physique. I don't think he'll be a threat to Bumstead this year. But yeah, anyway, sorry, we completely digressed there with the amazing photos there by Jeff Robinson, new guy. Like I said, I'm assuming he's a gym owner from Powerhouse Milford, stagetimephoto.com. So it's always nice to see new photographers because, like I said, I did it for many years, I've shot Olympias, Arnold Classics, and I miss it actually. I do miss my contest photography. I do. I really enjoyed it. I tell you what, though, the Arnold old veterans theatre, being in that press pit. You're like sardines in there, and there's so many photographers all trying to get their best shots. And I tell you what, there's so much like bonding because you have to kind of like if you're trying to get a clear shot, you will take it in turns with the other photographers. So you have to there's a lot of give and take. There's no kind of right. you have to be very very reciprocal is the word I'm looking for. Where's the cat again? Can you let him through, please? The cats are really annoying me today. Right, okay then. We got Darren Farrell. This is the UK Classic Pro, who is on his way to the 2022 Olympia. So that is absolutely incredible. Fantastic. He competed it was the same day as the Arnold Classic yesterday. It was the San Antonio. And I don't even really know where to start. I'm still trying to get my head around what just happened. Winning the Wings of Strength San Antonio Pro. I'll say that twice. It's been one hell of a journey from battling depression 4 years ago and reaching the lowest point in my life to achieving something I never even dreamed possible. First, I need to thank my wife, Fitness Bex, who stood by me the worst times and kept me going. And Jamie Rico, obviously his friend. Now, they both live out in Dubai. And we met Jamie. Well, I've met Jamie before. But I spoke to Jamie and Darren at the Alicante show. We saw him in the foyer. And they both kind of just uproot and went to Dubai, and they've just been hugely successful. I mean, Darren preps a lot of people, as does Jamie. So it's a real kind of two guys that kind of took that leap, and obviously they went with their partners, and it paid off. And now wasn't he like not even top 15 a few weeks ago in a pro show? I'm sure he was like 16th or no, Alicante. He wasn't even placed. He didn't even make top 10, did he? So in a few weeks, he's climbed from kind of like what Phil Clayhard did or Austin Carr. Well, this is actually over a longer period of time. So this is just as impressive. But so he's going to the Olympia 2022. Oh, it must be such a good feeling to qualify for something and know that you've got a full year to then prep for the Olympia. So look at that. Yeah, you got a couple of grand there as well. Nice. I'm sure there's more pictures on this one. No. Yeah, so fantastic. Congratulations, Darren. You're doing great things in the industry, mate. Oh, we got an MSc in nutrition. I like to see that. I like to see like these kinds of coaches with actual qualifications, not just bro science, or even just experience from their own competing that they then try to pass on, which is, it's great, but right. Okay. Next shout out is, I keep saying shout out. It's hot news. Oh God. Right. Whitney Jones. Now, Whitney Jones, how many Olympics she won? She won one, and she won the Arnold Classic in 2018. And I remember because she did a one-legged routine. She was doing everything off one leg because she tore her ACL, and she was on crutches like a few months before. And then she managed to like fight back and win the 2018 Arnold Classic. In fact, that was a very inspirational Arnold Classic because that was the year Kamal came out of nowhere. After all the fuckery from the other side of the IFBB, they were taking they weren't giving him his pro card, and then eventually the split in 2017. And Jim Mannion said, why is this guy not pro? Give him his pro card. He did the first 212 show on the calendar, which was the Arnold Classic, and he won it. Yes. So, and then a year later, won the Olympia, the 2019 Olympia, the 212. So, yeah, thank God for that split. That's all I can say. So, yeah, so Missy, what am I talking about? I'm looking at picture Missy. Whitney Jones had to pull out because she had a positive COVID test. But she said she feels fine. Oh, bless her. She starts crying in this, didn't she? Should we put the sound on? Not that I want to hear her cry, but...
There have been some crazy...
She's lovely, Whitney.
...turn of events for me. Unfortunately, I will not be able to compete at the Arnold Classic Fitness International tomorrow as originally planned.
Oh, bless her. She's in a really good nick, isn't she? Look at her.
I got
Look at the condition.
News, and they did COVID testing yesterday.
Yeah.
And the results came back positive. Which was shocking to me. I feel great, feel amazing.
So Whitney basically said she feels fine, but she got a positive COVID test, which meant that she couldn't compete the Arnold Classic. I messaged her today, and I just hope she can get to the Olympia. Because imagine if she couldn't get to the Olympia. That would be absolutely disastrous. So fingers crossed, Whitney. We really, really want to see you in that Olympia because... you're one of the best in the world. You're an Olympia champion, Arnold Classic champion. So fingers crossed. Wow, look at the condition there. Look at that. Wow, incredible. Absolutely incredible. Fantastic. Oh, yeah, I saw that. You put this on your preview, didn't you? Little video. Ooh. I better take that off. Copyright. Friday feels. If this doesn't bring a smile to your face, then IDK. I don't know. Yeah. So I basically just want to give some love to Whitney because we really hope that, as you said here, your resilience is resilience, an ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. It's getting a bit dark now, isn't it? Right, we'll have to speed up because it's getting dark. Right, yeah. So, yeah, really hope we see her at the Olympia. Okay, now Ronnie Coleman, my good friend, who I do nothing but a podcast on his channel with. I'm absolutely over the moon to hear that he was the recipient of the Arnold Classic Lifetime Achievement Award. And I've not seen the speech, but he said he got very emotional. He was talking about his mum and. And it's nice. Yeah, we love Ronnie. I mean, God, Ronnie's just a legend. I don't think we'll ever see another Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie's one of a kind. So, and look at Arnold. I mean, Arnold's genuinely because I think Arnold is the one that actually picks the people. I think they have their committees and everything, but I think Arnold's the one that really, really picks them. So yeah, so fantastic. Yeah, buddy. Finally, the Lifetime Achievement Award. You guys see Arnold give it to me. Yes, it's one of the greatest achievements in my life. Wow, that's something when you consider how accomplished Ronnie Coleman is. So yeah, let's have a look. What's this? What's this video here? What's this? Oh, is this the seminar? What's he doing? Oh, that's too loud. It's blasting my ears off. So here he is with Victor Martinez on his phone. Oh, this obviously probably they started filming. Go on, Ronnie. Oh, he's cool. He likes his Instagram. He does. He likes his Instagram. I remember I sat at the 2016 Body Power Pro and I went with Ronnie. I was basically his bodyguard. I was Ronnie Coleman's bodyguard, technically. And yeah, he spent most of the show on his bloody Instagram. So we're doing the Superstar Seminar. Mike Ashley, winner of the 1990 Arnold Classic. Cedric McMillan, 2017. Victor Martinez, 2007. And yours truly, Ronnie Coleman, 2001 Arnold Classic. So yeah, just wanted to give Ronnie a quick bit of love and support, and just want to say that is very well deserved. And also hope next year, I hope they give it to Steve Bleckman, because I think he more than deserves it, because what Steve has done for the industry over the last 30 years, I think really goes unnoticed sometimes, and I think it's underappreciated. So I think it's about time that someone like Steve was really recognized for his unbelievable contributions to this industry. So yeah, okay. Next shout out is Fabian Mayer, who I'm really, really happy got top 6 at the Arnold Classic and the Classic. Because I mean, when I did the preview with Ron Harris, he really wasn't kind of on anyone's radar, because I don't think he's that well known. But he was the one that won in Alicante. He won the NPC European, the one we did the live stream commentary for. And so that was his last Arnold Classic. Oh, he did the Arnold Classic last year. Oh, he's a lot better now. Look at the condition. I like his quads. His quads are very cool. Very cool quads. Quads like me. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
The vacuum.
Oh, okay. You're laughing at the vacuum. That's a strange thing to laugh at. Okay. Tell you what, I don't get the vacuum thing. I don't get all excited about it like Arnold did. You know, the calves, yeah, fair enough, but the vacuum thing doesn't. I don't know. I don't think it's not the be all and end all. So so Fabian, took top 6 at the Arnold Classic. So does that mean top 10 for the Olympia? I don't know. But lovely physique, great symmetry, great conditioning. We'll have to get him on MD Glow Muscle. But very nice. That's perfect classic, really, isn't it? Perfect classic. So yeah. So he's got a win for the Alicante, qualified for the Olympia. And he's also got a top 6 at the Arnold Classic. So, God, he's back there. Wow. Fibrous is what you call that. He's been eating his greens. Like the Hulk. So, right. Okay, then. Okay, so Fabian, fantastic. Keep going, mate. Hopefully get a good placing at the Olympia. Another European. Where's he from? Is it Austria he's from? I've got Austria in my head. Is it Austria? Okay. Right, okay. Next shout out is, we're going to race through this because... chasing light here. Okay, Nathan Diasha. Now, I know I keep giving Nathan shout-outs, but he keeps posting these fucking incredible videos. And do you know what? This is what I said to him. Being out in Kuwait, he's got that 2017 Olympia pop back to his physique when he was with the Oxygen crew last time. Now, I can't get over his legs. What's happened to his legs? No, they've really improved. They've never looked like that. They look bigger now. I said to him actually as well. I said your legs look bigger now than they did even in Alicante in just a few weeks ago. So it obviously works him being out in Kuwait as opposed to Liverpool. You know where he's from. Look at the condition. Oh my God! This is 2017. Nathan Diasha back with a vengeance. Look at this readable bicep. Hang on, this is a lat spread now. But wait till he hits this readable bicep. There's stuff going on that certainly wasn't there in Alicante. Watch this now. Watch this. This is absolute. Oh shit! This is absolutely incredible. Oh, that's just look at that. Look at the lines in his traps. There, look these bits. That's it. I mean, he's just. I'm speechless. He looks so good. I just hope. Is he getting to the Olympia? Oh, fingers crossed. I mean, we had Jamie on this episode, and we know he's doing the British Grand Prix. Sorry, the Arnold UK this weekend. Obviously, it's Wednesday. It goes out. He'll be competing 3 days after this. And I think he's going to... What did he say he was doing? Prague? Was it Prague? He said... No, sorry, I forget which show it was. But I think he's definitely down to do one of the post-Olympic shows because we have Rome, Egypt, Prague, Alicante, Romania. So there's 5 shows and 5 potential wins that Nathan could pick up. And I know Nathan, he likes to get paid, and he knows that he could potentially win all 5 of those shows. So, I mean, he's got 7 pro wins at his now. Could we see him get another couple before the end of the year? Absolutely. So, yeah, look at that. I tell you what, he's better than he was in Alicante. Isn't he? And he did that on a 4-week prep. Well, it's no wonder I was on a 4-week prep. So, yeah, so fantastic. I just wanted to show that video because it blew my socks off. I mean, I played this one the other week, and he looks... Look at that. Look at Bader watching. Like, holy shit. Wow. So that was how many weeks out? Yeah, I mean, just not even look at this because he just keeps getting better and better and better. So, yeah. So that's his second account, 31,800, because the first one got shut down by Instagram. So, because he's a naughty boy. Right, okay. Next one is Steve Cucklow, husband, patriot, entrepreneur. Yeah, and he is an entrepreneur. He's not one of these people who says he is and just bullshits. So, what's the name of their company? Is it Glute?
Booty Queen Apparel.
Booty Queen Apparel.
Booty Queen Apparel.
I'm guessing that's a female clothing range. Okay. Because I can't see anyone really... Oh, really getting dark now, aren't we? How are we looking on the light?
Very dark.
I'm very dark. Can you light me up, please?
Yes.
Thank you. It's my lovely assistant, Lauren. So, yep, she's my lighting and producer for today. And when she's filming Buff Bombshell Show, I'm her coffee boy and her producer. So it works very well both ways. So, yeah, I just want to... I mean, Steve... As far as I'm concerned, Steve absolutely delivered. Because sometimes you can see these progress pictures from Texas. Well, from Texas in his instance. And he was looking really good, but sometimes you can think, okay, well, it might be after training, it might be under good light, and it translated. That's my point. Fucking shoulders. Oh, look at that. I mean, he's a big guy, so it means he's got quite a big head anyway. But look at his, I can't get over his shoulders and his calves. I don't think, is there anyone with shoulders and calves as big, carrying as much muscle, even Ramy, right now in the Pro League, in the Open? I don't think so. I tell you what, that is a top 4. God, Justin looks good there, doesn't he? He looks so good. Yeah, so fantastic result there. Do you think they'll give Steve a special invite?
Maybe.
I would. I know I keep contradicting myself because I hate the special invite, but I kind of want one for Steve. I think he deserves it. I think he really deserves it. Yeah, fantastic. And he's so big, man. He's huge. Michael Bryson we had on last episode for This Is Bodybuilding. He said he thought Steve was going to be like one of the front runners. And I was like, yeah, potentially. But he was right. So you're right, Michael. And I messaged you so earlier on. Well, a few days ago now. So, yeah, this was the picture. And I thought, okay, is this just good light? Or is he just trained? Or because that's kind of... He could still get more detail, though. I mean, I think if he sharpens up those back shots like Akeem, I think, well, he came close to winning this. I mean, he was third eventually, but he could have been second. I mean, the prejudging he was actually placed second. So, you know, he's just there. He's just about there. Right. Okay. Next hot news is Dan Solomon, the Olympia promoter. Great guy, Dan. Obviously, Dan gives us he gives us permission to use the name Olympia for our Olympia All-Star Tours. I did one with Brandon Curry last year and doing one with Lauren from Buff Bombshell Show with Ashley Coltwasser, 3-time Olympia champion. 3? Why are you looking nervous?
3-time Olympia, 2 Arnold.
3 Olympias, 2 Arnold, and 29 pro wins. And also on the tour, she's going to be doing Romania at the start and Alicante at the end of the tour. So potentially she could go home with 2 more pro wins. So, yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Dan because do you know what? I'm so glad that people like Dan are the ones in charge because he's like Batman. He's incorruptible. Right. So, yeah, there is a Betty Weeder. Yeah, I saw Betty Weeder at the... I went to the... Bigger. The... The film about Joe and Betty Weeder. Which Dan was actually the associate producer, executive, one of the producers, and to make sure that things were, you know, true to life, and obviously because he was close to Joe, and Betty was there watching. I went to I was 2 premieres in the same day, and Betty was there. So I was really, it was amazing to see her actually, because, Betty Weeder, Joe Weeder, legends, and Dan was with her actually there. He was right by her. I think she was holding his arm. It was really nice actually. So yeah, he's someone who really gets the prestige and the vision that Joe Weeder had. He's one of the good guys in the industry, and I'm just, thank God he's in charge, because
we asked guys in Mr. Olympia 2021, and we are ready to meet the fans around the world. Very happy this year.
Mr. Olympia. Oh, bless him. Is his English better this year, do you think? Or, Rami? It's still bad, isn't it? It's still bad. That's probably why he doesn't do many interviews. But you didn't hear that from me. So the Olympia this year is going to be, he posted this today, and he's saying they're trying to outdo look at the production. Look at that. Oh, shit. It's very loud. They're trying to outdo the production of that. Look at that. All the LED screens, all the lights, the lasers. Wow. It's just, I tell you what, when you that looks great, but when you're there and you feel the rumble of the music and the atmosphere and I tell you what, if you've never been to Olympia, get your ass to one, because the Olympia, the Arnold Classics, there is nothing quite like it. It's an experience you have to, if you're a Royal Bodybuilding fan, you have to experience at least once. So save up all year if you have to, but get yourself to one of these Olympias, because I can tell you what, there's not a single person that leaves that regrets going, because it's just an amazing experience, absolutely fantastic. So Dan, President and Chief Olympia Officer. So yeah, good guy Dan, we love you, mate. You've got our support always with everything, like you've done for us, so it's appreciated, and we'll do our best to keep that Olympia tradition going, with our tours and everything else we do. Right, okay, final shout out before it goes complete pitch black is Nick Walker. I'll make this very, very quick, because we've really, really talked a lot about Nick in this episode. I'm just going to show this one picture, because that really says it all, because he's made a believer out of me. It's not that I was doubting him, but I thought maybe he would get this in a year or two, this kind of progress, but he's done it in such a short space of time. So hats off to you, Nick. So okay then. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, this Arnold Classic kind of review special, and also a bit of a preview for the Arnold UK this weekend at the NEC in Birmingham. Very exciting times for bodybuilding right now. And of course, in 2 weeks, we have the big one, the Mr. Olympia in Orlando, Florida, October 7th through 10th. And then, we've got all the post-Olympia. We have Rome, we have Alicante. I've reeled them off loads of times anyway. So really, really, it's a very, very, very cool time for bodybuilding fans right now. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. And ladies and gentlemen, we are out.